Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And today we have a lot to talk about. The stock market, stocks to buy in 2025. Do you know what they are? I don't. Do you? I have a clue, though. And also, stock crashes, incoming and outgoing, is going to happen. Mini crashes is what I like to call it. Are you willing to expect it? Buying assets or holding cash? Is that going to be the topic for tonight? Well, I guess it will be because, again, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream. Stop struggling now, gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for being here. Please smash that like button so the YouTube gods know that you're in the house. And share the videos because, once again, it looks like we may have to do something in the background. I don't know why I cannot see anybody in the chat room. It's happening again. So therefore, let me go check a few things just in case this happens. But once again, thank you so much for being here. And you know I have to always, in 2025, share the love. Because again, our own familia, beachfrontjava.com. Go get your coffee, ladies and gentlemen. I did not order my coffee, but you know what? I'm going to be going to the Sunshine State. That's right. So therefore, I'll do a road trip. So I have to order it, I guess, before we go. Oh, I see post-retirement travels in the house. I guess our chat is working tonight. So I want to thank everybody again for being here. But Beachfront Java, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because our own professor, Auntie Val and family, that is their coffee and tea business. Use your promo code, our promo code, SSN Lifestyle, all caps, all one word, because you will get a discount for life after your first order. And free shipping for everybody, whether you use our promo code or not, inside of the United States. Fine ground, drip ground, Keurig, and whole beans, half-pound bags up to 5-pound bags. Everything you want, because the best beans from around the world is where her coffee is made from. Indonesia, Africa, South America, Central America, and also she's one of our own. So let's go. Show some love. It's 2025. The finances for everybody. It's going to get tight if you're not prepared. So once again, thank you, everybody, for being here. And look who's in the house first. Post-retirement travel. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, all. Let's do this. And that's what we're trying to do out here, Victor Marrero. We're out here trying to help people. That's what we do here. And by helping people, that means we need you to spread the word, because there's only a few channels that actually try to help people. And once again, I was very, very proud to hear on Monday of this week where other people were talking about it. You know, the big boys, CNBC, and all these guys are talking about the best ETFs. And they happen to mention what we've been talking about for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years now. VOO. I know. VTI. I know. It was like the top 5, them guys that had the most inflows. And they said that's the most inflows. There was a few others. SPDR, QQQ, all the things you heard about here, courtesy of Victor Marrero, Mr. Dividend, post-retirement travel. And one of the reasons he can do that post-retirement travel is because he has made investments along the way. And he buys the dips. He makes a plan. Everybody has to do a financial plan, ladies and gentlemen. And I just mentioned, hold on, VOO, VTI, VTSAX. Some people would say, well, Eric, if there's going to be a market crash, do you think I should not buy? No, ladies and gentlemen, when the markets go down, that is the best time to buy. Buy the dip. All right. So let's see what happens tonight. We'll see how far this is going to go. All right. Post-retirement travel. Here we are. He's talking about Cali. Prayers for the people in California. I know, man. I know. What a mess. Fire trucks with no water. Are you kidding me? I know. Oceans right there, right? Well, like I don't even know how wide California really is. 300 miles maybe? So you would think they'd be able to get water. But this right here is the craziness of America. I keep telling everybody, you guys know I've been saying it ever since I've been on here. You live in a third world country, but you just don't know it yet. People do not realize, they don't expect this type of thing in America because America has that marketing machine that they've been doing for the last 100 years after the Great Depression. But see, in reality, if you get around from state to state and travel around in the United States, you come into some of these I shouldn't say countries, some of these cities, and it's awfully crazy. So hold on, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to get this real quick, but we'll get right back into it. That means I'm going to have to throw down some sort of, let's see, do we have any promo that I can throw down here real quick? Yes, we do. Here we go. Let's see what happens.
Come on, come on.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. You know, SSN Lifestyle. And I'm working on something else, but I can't talk about it just yet because I won't know until tomorrow if there's going to be some more SSN Lifestyle stories to tell. I think there will be because you guys know what time it is. CES show was not there. Not there right now. But Sundance Film Festival, it's coming up, ladies and gentlemen. So there's some things in the works. Like I said, some of my friends are there. They're saying, hey, when are you coming down? I'm like, dude, hold on, man. Hold on. I can't just roll in anymore. They're just like, what do you mean? You can stay with us. In fact, we'll just get the tickets. We're leaving from Florida anyhow. I'm like, oh, hold up now. You guys are giving me an offer I can't refuse? Okay. Sounds like a winner to me. All right. Good friends, right prices. If you guys missed my Motivation 2025 video, it's war. That's what it started out with. It's a problem. All right. That's right. You have to keep buying. I know it's hard to see red, but you have to keep doing it. Just a daily cup of coffee. I like how he says that. Just a daily cup of Starbucks coffee. That's all you need. That's it. $10 here, $8 there every day. That ends up being $40, $50 a week, $200 a month. You're spending it anyhow, except you're getting nothing back except for instant gratification for a little while, when this could actually be years later, 5 years, 10 years later, you have income coming in. It's awesome. That's how you have to start thinking about it, because right now, we don't know what's going to happen with the real estate. I just got to be upfront about it right now. Real estate used to be the go-to thing, but we don't know what's going to happen because the Federal Reserve are not reducing interest rates. The world is anticipating what our next president will do. They are beefing up as if to do things without us as the United States. So now what has reversed? There has been a reversal because nobody wants to invest in the U.S. So now they have to increase the bond. Ladies and gentlemen, increase treasury bonds? You're not understanding the ramifications of this. Because if you increase it, you do realize you pay interest on that amount. And if it costs more, people may not want to invest more. So it's a double-edged sword, but that creates money out of thin air, which causes inflation as well. So we're on a teetering system with regard to one of the most beneficial things to the United States economy, and that is housing. And if people can't buy houses because interest rates are 6% and they're going up, that means you have less buyers. That means you can't create as much money out of thin air. And now we're going to find out how this reverse economic situation is going to happen. It's going to be scary out here, ladies and gentlemen. So there's one thing to do. A couple of things. We already talked about Dominican Republic or any other offshore assets that you should be buying. That's one of the staples that you needed to do. But you guys were 5 years ahead. I'm just saying, because we already knew it was going to be 5 years before things hit the fan, right? So I'm just saying, I hate to keep bragging about it, but you guys, I tried to put you in position. There's a reason I said do offshore, because you could already tell what was going to happen with America. You just don't know when. You just know in the next 2.5 years, it's going to be worse. So I'm telling you right now, get on board. Otherwise, you're going to be left behind. It's T-minus 2 years at this point. That's it. Because I would say 2.5, but 2 years is going to be your window right now. After 2 years, every United States citizen for themselves. And it could be literally that, which is scary. Very scary. Brian P., Mr. Dividend is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he brings his tagline, happy day, Eric. Happy day to you, Mr. Dividend. And he says, I hope all is well with you. Hey, man, it's going. Happy day, SSN family. I got the notification, saw the trailer, smash that like button. Check out your emails. Thank you so much for that, man. I will. There must be something there that we're going to talk about tonight. All the insurance companies that will bail out from California. Exactly. Oh, it's even worse than that, Victor Moreau. Post-retirement travel, it's worse. All the areas that were a fire hazard to the state of California, the insurance companies did just what they did in every other state. They would not give people in those areas insurance. So there is a large percentage of those people who will not have insurance coverage. It's the people who are on the outlier of that fire zone that they may have insurance coverage. But unfortunately, a lot of Americans do not understand. Oftentimes, in times of need, those years you've been paying insurance, they say, F you. We'll file bankruptcy. We're not going to honor it. We'll give you like 10%, 20% of the money. Have a nice life. Sue us. This is a problem. America doesn't help its citizens, nor does any country really, when it comes to this. Insurance companies are free rolling until they have to pay out, and they're still free rolling because they will deny claims and get you whole like you've been paying for 10 years, 20 years. There's stories. You can go look it up on any social media platform about people paying their insurance premiums for 20 years, and then they need the insurance, and the insurance company is giving them a big FU. Come on now. You guys, it's war out here. That was part of my video earlier today. All right. So that's part of it. And you're right. That's what's going to happen, man. They're not only going to pull out, they're not going to pay the premiums. They're going to leave people high and dry. Not everybody, but there's going to be a large, it could be 20 to 30%. Or they'll do their other trick. Every house is generally on average in California, the values are on average $1 million. Not all homes are $1 million. Some could be 500, 600, 700. But my point is this. Whatever the house is worth, they're going to come and say, okay, the house is $700,000. We'll give you 500. Well, you can't rebuild the house with 500,000. It's going to cost more than the actual appraisal value to rebuild a home after it's been demolished, burnt. You still have demolition. Demolition costs to remove. All right? Whatever's still left there on the lot has to be demoed. That's a cost. Rebuilding is in today's money. So they will not give them the full amount. They'll say, here's 500, here's 400, here's 300, have a nice life, sue us. And now it's like you're caught in a catch-22. I have several friends that have been in fires. I have several friends that have been in hurricanes, and this seems to be the MO. Either they don't pay, string it out, don't pay, pay half, pay three quarters, or sue us. That's been the choices pretty much. There's been no company of any of my friends who's ever said, hey, you know that your $800,000 house, we got you. Here's 900 G's to go or 800 G's to rebuild your house. I don't have any friends that's ever happened to. So that's why when he says this again is one of the fallacies with America, protecting your citizens. And again, it's war out here. And I keep telling people, you live in a third world country, you just don't know it yet. The only reason it's always been able to be hidden is because most people don't travel outside their state. They don't even travel outside of their cities half the damn time. And so you don't go around to the Southeast. You don't go around to the Midwest. You don't even go to the West Coast because everybody thinks the West Coast is beaches, $1 million homes, Hollywood. I got bad news for everybody. Hollywood is it's not even anything. LA is nothing. The state is huge. The state is really rural. But you have like 5 known cities that everybody talks about, or 7 or 8. I mean, there's quite a few. I mean, you talk about Palm Springs, you can talk about LA, you can talk about San Diego, you can talk about San Francisco, Oakland, Bay Area, and then you can talk about murder capitals of Modesto, Stockton, places like this, right? So, but the state is huge. There's a lot of rural areas. So when these fires kick in like this, it's doing massive damage. Massive. And because they, like he's saying, they ran out of water. This is a possibility because if you can't put it out early and it keeps moving across rural areas, these are pastures. These are 500 acres, 600 acres where there's nothing. So you're not going to have water. Literally, there's no cities. It's not LA everywhere. It's not like that. So this is what is the problem. It's a huge state, and the marketing has always been very good to make it seem like these spots, but no, it's huge. To go from the tip, the northern tip of California down to San Diego, I would think to Mexico, if we had to drive, I think it's like 16, 17 hours. It's something like that. At least, I would guess. Because Sacramento, San Diego is about 8. And there's still 5 or 6 or 7 to get up. Yeah, it's 15 or 14 hours. And that's if you don't hit traffic in the major cities on I-5. So, but it's a big state. All right. So this is what you have to fear going forward. You don't have assets. You don't have options. Imagine this. 5 years ago, we're talking about Punta Cana. Or we're talking about offshore real estate. Imagine 5 years ago, you said, okay, let me get myself some property over there. And can you imagine your house is gone? Oh, everything's gone. But you could say, hey, I at least have another place that I can hang out until I get whatever I need back in order. And then you even have another option to say, you know what, I'll just hang out here for a while. That is the options that you need in today's environment. I was trying to say it then. I'm going to keep saying it. You need offshore stuff. All right? It's that simple. Hopefully you understand. Okay, let's go. Our DR insurance for our project will be around $600 a year. We may have to get the heck out of here if these premiums keep going up. Don't think that's what's happening in Cali won't affect your pocket. Exactly. Exactly. Very well said. I'm glad we're talking about this subject matter because a lot of people don't understand the ramifications of what's happening here. So these premiums, there's several things that's going to happen. Okay. I don't know how many. In fact, you know what? Let me go look. let's go look at something. How many homes been affected? No. Will be destroyed in California so far. All right, I don't know. It might be a few hundred. Pacific Palisades, 5 dead, more than 1,100 structures destroyed. This is 15 minutes ago. Pacific, oh my God. This is close. Pacific Palisades? Woo-hoo. This is bad. This is bad. That's 1,100 structures, but they didn't say homes, but that's warehouses. That's businesses. Poof. Now, Victor Marrero, he said a simple thing. So you do, let's just call it 1,100 structures. That's fine. But the problem is the insurance companies don't insure all 1,100 structures. Second problem is they will not pay out even 10 to 20% of those homes because it's in Pacific Palisades. There's homes there that are 2, 3, 5, 10 million. So not all, just a few. And so they're going to have a crazy scenario. They're just going to pack up and leave. They're not going to pay out. You're going to have to sue them, and you're not going to have anything. It's going to be crazy. But the effect of the pocket means that is now going to be 1,000 less people that's going to have insurance in the insurance pool. So that means everybody's premiums have to go up. You have to remember the insurance companies started doing their nonsense 3 years ago. All right? 3 to 4 years ago, they just started going bonkers. They said, here's what we're going to do. We're only going to keep the high risk, the low risk individuals. The premiums are going to go up because we're going to get rid of a lot of high risk individuals. So that means you have less people putting money in the pot, but the property values are going up. So what do you think is going to happen this time? It's clear. Your premiums are going to go up starting in about your next renewal after July. It's going up. All right. So anytime after July, they're going up. It's that simple. Do you understand? You know what? In fact, let me go pull something up real quick because I just want to see this article. Maybe I'll just go look because I know this is going to be in the billions of dollars. All right. I know it. I just want to see if they actually put any numbers to it yet. 15,000 acres so far, ladies and gentlemen. This is crazy. This is insane. Wow. Wow. You know how close that is to the man. Holy smokes. This is crazy. Oh my God. California. I'm gonna bring it up real quick. Let me show you guys something. This is outrageous right here. This is outrageous. Holy smokes. This is close to wiping out some. Oh man, this is dramatic. This is very, very dramatic. Let me show you guys my beloved. I'm Cali Kid, man. You guys know, but I'm Northern Cali Kid, but still. This is terrible. You guys don't understand where this is. This is crazy. Now, when you see this map that I have on the screen, let me see if I'm going to have it on the screen for you. Let's see here. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this map right here. Look at this. Here's Pacific Palisades. A lot of you may have heard of Santa Monica, right? A lot of you may have heard of Malibu, right? Here's Malibu. A lot of people don't realize how far things are. Here's Malibu over here. Here's Beverly Hills way over here. The Brentwood fire a few years back was here. This here, this is literally woods. Literally. So you say, how does 18,000 acres get burned? This is why. I keep saying it's Cali markets itself as, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, and all that, Malibu, all this crap, right? But look at all the rural area. All this greenery is rural. This is green. This is forest. This is mountains areas. This is crazy stuff. This is burning. This will burn easily. And that's what's happening. So you come out here to Pacific Palisades, okay, cool, nice little neighborhoods. But the fact of the matter is, look how close it is over here. This isn't too far away from some city centers. So this is why a lot of things are going to burn in the white section, because this is where mostly people live. And you can see how it can jump over where you're going to be in Brentwood pretty soon. All right, if not already. I don't know the status, but that's what's so scary about this. Crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. So once you understand what's going on and how things are, it gets kind of wild. All right, here we go. Hey, Eric, Monterey in the house. Brian Pay in Monterey, man. At least you're safe. Monterey, I don't even think anything. Well, Monterey is actually surrounded. They're they're surrounded by the same type of terrain. It's just that it rains more water comes down. It's in Northern California-esque. So it's not SoCal where there's hardly any rain. It's all that. Think about all the jobs gone. There are people that lost everything. It seems the government wasn't prepared. I'm sure some heads are going to roll over this. No, they're not going to roll. I'm telling you right now, post-retirement travel. See, here's where the problem comes. Again, heads aren't going to roll. America is unprepared. Do you guys, people don't understand. If you start checking our electric grid, this is why you could never do electric vehicles and park them in everybody's, well, not everybody. 50% of the homes you park 50% of the homes with the electric cars and try and charge it, the grid's going down. This could never be a thing because America has not done anything with this infrastructure for the last 50, 60 years. They do patchwork. It's like a third world country. I mean, it's ridiculous. So no heads are rolling because everybody's running a deficit because we have world currency. So we get to run deficits, print more money, increase inflation, and people think it's just one government. No, there's 50 states. So the state of California, what are they going to do? Higher taxes, higher prices, incoming. That's it. Nobody's going to roll because they're in a deficit too. They're not going to spend the $1 trillion to deal with all the rural areas. They're not going to do that. So it's just like every state in the union. They're not spending that type of money on infrastructure. They'll just let it go. They'll go, okay, United States citizens, F you. If something happens, we're going to act like we're going to help you after the fact, like what's going to happen right now. Oh, we have a state of emergency. Well, if anybody's ever been in the disaster zone, I think pretty much you would be like, damn, the state of emergency. I just lost everything. And who can I turn to? And they're going to bring you 150 FEMA campers and send them out here. And then say, oh, wait, here, you got to apply for this or sign this piece of paper. It's an emergency. Seriously? Sign papers. Do this other stuff. Give me a voucher for $100. See me tomorrow, the next day. Meanwhile, my whole life has been shattered with nowhere to live. Unless, of course, they were SSN Nation people and said, hey, I got another spot that I can go to. But again, this is what we're dealing with. It doesn't matter where this happens. If it's going to be in Florida, same thing. If it's going to be in New Orleans, Louisiana, same thing. If it's going to be in Alabama, same thing. Does not matter. If it's going to hit Texas, same thing. Just like when it hit South Carolina, same thing. the hurricanes. So there's no difference. It's going to happen no matter where you are. State governments are one thing, federal government's another. But state and federal are ill prepared. They're not willing to spend billions of dollars. They're just going to slow roll you. And all the states are ill prepared for disasters. Like Victor Marrero, post-retirement travel, was saying, no water. How's that possible? First of all, how is it even possible when you're in Southern California and you already have a water issue and you know there's going to be fires? Seriously. How do you not be prepared? You know how? Because you don't want to spend the money that it's going to take to be prepared. You're willing to let your citizens, 1,100 citizens or more, burn up their place, and now the insurance companies are going to say bye-bye. And everybody that's remaining in the state, your insurance is going up. And who knows how much that's going to be. All right, Brian P., I didn't know you were in Monterey. I didn't know you were a California kid, man. I've been down to Monterey. You know Monterey's cool, man. Man. Joe Nay, another man that said, I'm going to make investments outside of the United States. I'll be prepared. I'll have options. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night Live Stream. And he brings his tagline into the fold. What's good, SSN? How is everybody? How are you doing? And Happy New Year in case who's ever watching. This is their first live stream. And we want the year to be the best year ever for you. All right. Joe Nay, very happy to see you once again. Oh, here we go. Vastancia Caribe website is down. Their office emailed letters to stop payments for those making payments. Oh, man. Oh, I was afraid of that. I had, what's his name on, a month ago when he heard that I was calling them out and we were joking around on the live stream. And I had to actually make a new live stream because I thought, and I had to do a preview, and I thought that it was 2026 they were going to build everything. And then come to find out, after we hung up and off the live stream, I looked at the paperwork and I said, let me see when delivery is in 2026 anyhow. And then I looked at it and I was like, this says 2025? Nothing's happening. They don't even have signs up. I was like, and why is he joking? People should be upset. There's nothing happening for delivery in 2025, just like people for Larimar. Cruise on Land, people can't bitch too much. We just don't know how far they've come, but they went MIA on their building process as well. They showed people when they put the foundation or was getting ready to put the foundation and had 2 or 3 levels high. After that, they go MIA. The guys at Larimar, they do the same thing. They show the cranes 2 weeks. They show a crane like 3 weeks ago. Another crane 2 weeks ago. Now all of a sudden, not showing nothing. I'm like, show the drop of materials. Where are they at? Show people actually starting to do a foundation or moving stuff to get a foundation done, because under the circumstance, even with that crane, there was no level place they could put a foundation. All right, let's just get real. They still have work to do. But the point I'm trying to say is, show me the work that you've been doing over the last 2 weeks. For all of these, yeah, Vastancia is a problem. And also, I hit up Ralph before I released the other video, just out of courtesy, because I said, hey, man, you were on here playing around, and I didn't realize it was 2026 delivery. I said, this is 2025 delivery. You clearly can't even with the panels. I said, you don't even have anything working on the property right now. So I was like, and he never called me back, never nothing. But after I sit here, he'll tell me, you didn't contact me. You didn't do this, that, and the other. Yeah, okay, but this is a problem. The office emailed letters to stop payments for those making payments. Joe Nay, you invested in Vastancia? And also, what do you mean the office? What office? said don't send payments. Oh, payments to the developer, you mean? Is that what you, I mean, what office? Let me know what office you're referring to. Because I guess you mean the realtor's office. So that means they did bolt, unfortunately, because we already knew people didn't go out there. So he was just covering his ass. I saw the trailer and I just smashed that like button. Thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate it. This bothers me even more. What time is it? 9:30, 10:30. I want to know, Joe Nay, let me know. Anybody else know about Vistancia? Let me know what you're talking about. They said don't send payments. Who's they? The realtor? Let me know. Let me know what's going on. I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear from Ralph. Or probably not. Damn. That's effed up. 12:17. Yeah, I tried to do a video call with them. December 17th. I sent him a video call. Here, you know what? Just so you guys can, I'll show you. I wasn't joking. December 17th, and here we are, not even a month later. So, you know how we do it. Look, you'll see. Right there, December 7th. Wait, what is that? Went away. December 17th. Voice call, no answer, 9:26 p.m. And I'll even do this. I'll even do this so you guys know I wasn't BSing. I shouldn't do it, but I am because I sent it. So here's what happened. December 13th. Good morning. I understand timeline with panels. You may be overestimating the time. Thinking you will not take that long. You still have to excavate, clear land. I start explaining to him. And clear, bring in water, sewer, electricity, roads, etc. over the next 12 months. And other surprises could pop up, such as delays with permits and requirements for environmental impact. You have 5 blocks with 55 units for December 2025. So I start going down this thing like you can't even do. Basically, I'm telling him, hey man. And then I say, my concern with your location is water, sewer, waste, electricity, lighting, interior roads, unknown rock busting that will be needed. If you run sewer, water underground, trenching happens. I start going off on all this stuff. And then I say, I'm also concerned about 11-month payment plans. So you guys can see, man, I go on and on. Look at the bottom. I'm also concerned. You can see all this stuff I'm talking about. So then I was like, I didn't hear back from him all day. So then I said, hold on, let me call. Because that's the last time he goes, call me, man, call me. So that's why I called him late night because I didn't hear from him. And I was like, hold on, this dude didn't send me nothing back all day after I wrote him all this. Look, I wrote him all this. And he didn't send me nothing back. And that was 12 noon. So that's why I called him. I picked up the phone because he said, last time, call me anytime, even if it's 10 or 11 at night. So that was my last call. No response to the phone message missed or to this. So then I was a little bothered. So maybe you'll hear from me again because last time people called him when I said stuff like this and then he hit me up. So hopefully this time he won't have another excuse, but nonetheless, that's a problem. Big time problem. Why can't I, what's happening here? I don't want to be on Spotlight. All right, there we go. All right, so that's what's going down. So I have no idea. Here we go with the BS. I've been told they're having ownership situations. Oh man, there ain't no delivery coming, and now we have another potential problem in the DR. Damn. All right, Joe Nate, talking about Vistancia, let me know who you're talking about that said don't send payments though. Jawway J, another investor's in the house. welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream. And he brings his tagline, hello SSN Nation, hope everyone is doing well. Smash the like button. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciated. And man, I'm saddened by this. I am really, really saddened by this. Really. This is just another screwed up situation. And now there's a few people here in the SSN Nation that's going to be affected. I mean, this is just piss poor. I'm having a conversation with another a great. I'm not going to give any name actually because it's probably not appropriate because I don't know him, and so I'll just leave it with another YouTuber that loves the DR, and I started saying I'm like, and this just happened today, and I was just like, hey man, I'm glad to see you still you know zealous. I didn't use the word zealous, but I'm glad to see you're still, happy about what's going on. But I'm like, hey, man, there's a lot of other stuff going on that does not bode well. So we're talking about stocks for 2025, but hold on. Let me give you guys VOO, VTI, can't go wrong. YieldMax ETFs, but guess what? YieldMax ETFs have shorts as well in their portfolio now. So if you believe the market's going to go down, check out YieldMax ETF's shorts, which is going to be very interesting. They also do option trading, option income trading. That's where they get the dividend money from. So remember, anything at YieldMax ETF is not based on the stock itself. It's based on how many of those stock option trades are happening. That's where the cash comes from. So therefore, if the stock market goes down, there's lots of trades. If the stock market goes up, there's lots of trades. But if you pick that short one, I think they're going to treat shorts like a short. I don't know what they actually do, so that's why you got to go study. Now, we'll get back to the Vistancia thing because it's bothersome. That really is bothersome. This is sad to hear. I don't even know who promotes it, really. So, Joe Nay, if you can enlighten me who to call or what to do, man, I'll check it out too. Man, that's just not cool. Jawway J, very nice to see you again. Tell the wife I said hello, man. Man, ownership issues. Okay, here we go. The letters were sent out by Vistancia Construction, SRL. What? What the hell's going on? Well, then, who were people? Oh. I know what happened. Oh, sheesh. Okay. Well, remember when we were talking about how a lot of these places say they own the land and they actually have a written deal with the owners of the land to pay them a monthly payment? And they didn't have the title transferred into their name? That would make sense at this point. Because when you said Vistancia Construction SRL, I'm like, it doesn't make much sense. Aren't they the developers of this? That means there's a problem with that deal. That also explains why there's no sign there and there's nothing happening on the land. This is bad. I know we have at least 2 people that purchased at Vistancia, and I didn't know Joe Nay, that could make it 3. That's not good. I wouldn't care if it was 1. That's 1 too many. And here we have another potential situation, and this is the thing that everybody is fearful of, is when they make these deals with the land, and you can tell in the end usually is because they can't transfer title immediately because it was never in their name over the last 2-3 years, right? So the title isn't already separated. So that's why some people report, like at the beach, 9 months later, 13 months later, title gets transferred to them. Stuff like that, right? Oh man, that's bad news, man. Bad news. And if you invested there, man, I hope it gets resolved. But I don't know who to contact because Ralph Salerno was the face of the project for me, and unfortunately, I asked him a few times who's the developers, who's the owners, what do they look like, who they are. He would never give them to me. So that's the other little flag that came up. So that's why I started hitting them up that day on the 13th of December, giving them all my, hey man, this, what's up? I was like, 2026 is much different than 2025. 2025 is where everybody is. Not everybody, but our Larimar, Cruise on Land, Vastancia, they were all 2025 allegedly, right? They're all saying the same thing. But again, I'm having a sterling conversation with a YouTuber who promotes YouTube, and he feels that DR can do no wrong. And I just tell him, I said, I'm giving him the reasons, and I'll give you guys this reason because I didn't want to talk about this tonight because we were supposed to be talking about stocks. We're talking about stock crashes, buying assets, or holding cash. But this is important because everybody in this house tonight that's on YouTube, they actually own something in DR. So this is why it's valuable. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. If you want to find out about DR, come to our Punta Cana Investors Forum. May 13th, 14th, and 15th. Tickets $199. That includes just hanging out with me and our other familia. We go to lawyers. We go to see developers. And we get information on banking. So the third day you can go to the banking. You need to pay for your airfare and hotel, but get your tickets now at stopstrugglingnow.com or ssnlifestyle.com. Either way, go there and get it. But the problem is, we start talking about what's happening. Here's what's happening. Let's just get the numbers right. In fact, I'm going to give you guys a preview. I'm going to give you a preview of what I was going to talk about. I was going to make a video today, but something came up. A friend of mine's going to, like I told you guys, going to Sundance Film Festival, right? And so something came up with a deal I could not refuse, so I got sidetracked. But I want to show you guys something. Here's what I want to show you, because there's some things that a lot of people do not understand that has effect. When you try to make an island nation a hotspot and you are successful for like 3-4 years, which they were, I call it was. There's always in a business that goes up like this, then you plateau, and then you go down, right? That's how all businesses operate. That's why the big boys, the Microsofts, the Apples, the Teslas, and all this, they always accumulate more businesses because they have the most money so they can buy up and coming businesses. So that stops them from plateauing, stops them from going down, because they're always on the cutting edge, because they say, hey, there's a new company that's gotten up to a certain point. Oh man, we can take over. They'll take $2 billion. The owners are cashing out. They're billionaires, but they have the latest technology that they didn't have to do. And now they can actually hire their staff to continue that project. And 2-3 years later, it starts coming up. And that's why they don't go down. All right. So, but when it comes to real estate, and it comes to real estate based on a certain area, I'm going to use, if anybody wants to make any comment, let me know what you think is a no-brainer if you're in the short-term rental business. What location in the world would you pick that you would say, I would be guaranteed to make a profit year one? I would be anxiously waiting to hear if anybody even has some choices. I have some choices in my head, but I'm going to tell you the reasons why. And once you understand what that is, then you'll understand why this is very, very dangerous, what's going on. So here's the numbers. So here's something. I'm going to do a video about this tomorrow. But look, oh, I won't be. I'll be going down to Cali. I mean, going down to Florida. But anyhow, non-resident stopover visitors by month. Look at this. So January through November, they were at 7.6. You guys, if you check out my, tourist numbers video every month, we knew it's 7.6, right? Non-resident. See, this is different. Non-resident, meaning Dominican Republic citizens aren't counted. All right? So when we give numbers, the numbers include all air traffic that comes in. All right? So just keep that in mind. Here we go. Look at this, 2024. Non-resident arrivals by major markets. Look at this. Look at this. So keep in mind 7.6 and you have 4 million. All right? Again, we're in that 55 to 60% range. Just so I don't know if you guys can see this on the screen, but how do we figure out the percentage? We just take, I'll do it. Okay, I guess I can do this. We take the 3 million from USA right here, right? You take that 3 million and then you add the 1 million. All right, let's go. Plus 1, 0, 3, 6, 4, 7, 6. That equals 4 million. You divide that by 7, 6, 5, 1, 5, 7, 1. 53%. All right, so we're true to form, ladies and gentlemen. 53%. Remember, 54 to 60% usually is for all tourists between USA and Canada. The rest of the world is at the other 47 to 40% roughly. Now, who are the consumer nations? USA, Canada. All right, look. Colombia, no. Argentina, no. Puerto Rico, no. UK, a little. Chile, not really. France, a little. Germany, a little. But look, this is their whole tourist numbers. 10,000 people per month for France. That's it. 12,000, less than 12,000 from Chile, less than 10,000, about 10,000 per month for Germany. Spain is even less than 10,000. So you have a few people from these countries. Everybody from these countries have money, right? But if you're not a consumer nation, like the United States and Canadian citizens are, then you're not going to buy a lot of things. And especially if you come from a country that's on the equal income or economic situation, like you're not going to have Mexicans coming over saying, or Peru or Argentina or Colombia, and they're going to be like, oh yeah, I think I should, throw a lot of money at it. They don't, first of all, they don't have enough citizens coming. So even if you had 1,000, 2,000 of these people coming, that's not the thing. 1,000 people of sales, 500 people of sales. Okay, great. But that's not where you're going to get the bulk of your sales from. You're not going to be able to set. Let's just put it this way. There's condo units that have 300 units. There's condo units that have 150 units. So people from Brazil, the odds of you getting 300-400 people a year to be buying from Brazil in the DR at equivalent type of properties is slim. It's not the same. The bulk of your sales are going to come from USA, Canada, and from EU zones. And then, of course, people from Argentina, Peru, Brazil, and Colombia and all that. You're going to have a few people from those countries. It's a Spanish-speaking country. But the majority are not going to be buying. That's going to be from these other countries. And the numbers are just piddly. 1%. Look at this share. 1%. I mean, come on. That's crazy. So that's not where the bulk of your sales are going to come from. So if the USA, and Canada have a financial problem, less citizens are going to come and buy from those two countries, which means by the numbers, you're if you go to 60% or 53, we'll use 53%. If you go to 53% and all of a sudden it's to 35%, you just lost 15% of the market that is not coming to buy. That is million people. It's significant. It's not like this other stuff where there's 100,000 people or 20 or 50 or whatever where you lose 10%, you lose 7,000 people, it's no big deal, or 10,000 people, no big deal. These two are the top dogs, 1 million and 3 million. That's 4 million. 600,000 to 1 million people ain't coming. That's significant. That takes 2 or 3 countries to create 600,000 people. So it's not the same. So these are the things you have to worry about. Cruises, we don't care. Also, here's the real numbers, ladies and gentlemen. So when you're out here in the DR and they start saying occupancy rates for hotels are 83% and all this stuff, and oh, it's 90 some percent during this time. Look, here's the numbers. There's no 90 nothing. 76.1% is occupancy year to date through November 2024. Now, December is going to go higher. All right, it's probably going to be it's going to be one of the highest. And we were talking with Paul, was it Paul Castile that asked me about March? Spring break is the second highest in 2024. In 2023, it was the tied for the fourth highest in 2023. So things change, but you don't know why. But clearly, hotel occupancy is not 83%. Just saying. Just saying. And also, look at this. 12,695 rooms are in the pipeline for hotel projects. All of this comes into play. And by the way, here we go. Finally, the real number. There's 88,341 hotel rooms in the Dominican Republic. They're going to have 100,000 rooms probably in the next 5 years. But how's that going to bode well for all of us who have real estate? Stopovers, I don't really care about that. So you guys, this is, in fact, you know what? This matters. A new project came out. All right. So I'm gonna get back to the business at hand. New project came out, Botanica downtown, which is wild, and it's in Aldea Park. All right, James Way. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Hello, people. Glad to see everyone. 2025 and the rent is still too damn high. And unfortunately, James Way, the rent's going to get even higher in 2025. There's no way around it, unfortunately. So buckle up, cupcakes. You need to make more money. How are you going to do it? You're going to have to get creative. You might even have to be on YouTube, social media, promoting some things, using your skill set, talking to a few people. But basically, the consumer nation may not be able to buy things like they used to. In fact, that's what's going to happen. I see an implosion. I just can't see it any other way. And when America is not out buying, that means there's other things. Hey, Eric, CEO of MoviePass faces 25 years in prison. Oh my God, what the frick is going on? This is crazy. Crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Period. Is Torres, I see you. Definimi, I see you. 567, Happy New Year. Grupo Barrientos. Arquitectos, ZC Mobile, Grupo Barrientos Arquitectos has projects inside Vista Cana, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my, yeah, we're going to be talking about them. Why? Because a 2,500 square foot place is 420K. Some people would say, Eric, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. It's inside Vista Cana, but it's 2,500 square feet. Includes pool, jacuzzi, pool. I'll call it a jacuzzi. Includes the jacuzzi. Does not include though the fridge and the washer dryer, but it does include 3 AC units, cooktop, and extractor. And it's an open floor plan. And you can deviate and make it your own, which is kind of cool. So you have a 12-month, 15-month, 18-month, or 24-month payment plan that you can do with these guys. Sarasota, ladies and gentlemen, is what the project's called. It's pretty sweet. Grupo Barrientos. We'll be talking next week, man. I got some things to do. And so I'll be drive timing tomorrow. But that's crazy. That is crazy. Real crazy. Everybody on Instagram, make sure you go over there and follow StopStrugglingNow.com. That would be greatly appreciated. Also, you guys, let me know if any of you saw that motivational video today. It's war out here. I keep telling everybody it's war out here. Again, I don't know what I need to say anymore. He's just put up the CEO, MoviePass, CEO, what is he going to? Okay, I don't know what he did. Hold on a second. Let me just look at this again. 25 years. Good God, man. 25 years. Good God almighty. This is insanity. What did he do? Holy sheesh. MoviePass cards. It lets you. Former chief executive of MoviePass parent company has pleaded guilty to charges of securities fraud and conspiracy and could face up to 25 years in prison. Yeah, well, depends on what he looks like. I think he'll get 5 to 10. Come on, man. This is craziness right here. Guilty to fraud over unlimited plan. Wow. Faces up to 25 years in prison over fraud. DOJ warns against AI washing his ex-MoviePass CEO pleads guilty. This is crazy. Theodore Farnsworth engaged in schemes to defraud investors, U.S. Department. Wow. Has admitted to defrauding the company's investor by lying about his use of AI. Oh my. Okay, he's not getting 25 though. I can pretty much be assured of that. Crazy. Argentina will start going up as their economy is turning around. No, that's a lie. They now have a new president that have turned the country around and are heading back to the top. Victor Marrero. Double check everything you read. It's a lie. All right? It's not true. It's not true. You're talking about, isn't his name Muse or whatever his name is? No, it's a lie, man. It's not true. I know, man. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad, isn't it? Not true, man. So you got to double check these clowns. Just remember where your source is coming from. All right? Just remember where your source comes from. They're lying. All right? You guys know we bring up receipts here. I don't just sit there and call them out like they lying. They're lying. I'll show the receipts. Here it is. We can easily Google. Here it is. Look. Complex economic crisis that led to high inflation, currency devaluation, rising number of people living in poverty. The crisis has also affected access to food and health services. It's a total lie, man. These clowns are out here ruining the world talking about it's all good. Hell no, it ain't all good. Fucking third world country. It's disgusting to listen to people put that crap on the news. Oh, we love what he did. Yeah, man. This motherfucker's jacked up everything. Yeah, man, come on. All right. Javier Milei, that's right. See, here we go. Right here, somebody on YouTube. Fixed world's worst inflation. Really? Really? Here it is. Official index figures year-on-year inflation accelerated, reaching 289% in April 2024. Really? Dude's getting credit for some crap he didn't do. Like, come on, man. Stop. Stop right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let me see. Did I have this on screen? Did I even have this on screen? Yeah, here we go. September 2024. Here we go. Now, if somebody's trying to say that dude shows up and, it went down to 30% or 40% or something, I don't see how that's a win, especially in Argentina. And by the way, you want to know what else is messed up? Let me show you guys something. What do you guys think the GDP of Argentina is? Do you guys, in fact, I'll do it a different way. What is the population of Argentina? Anybody know? Look at this. You're comparing this to, come on, man, 46 million people. That's it. Florida has damn near 30 million. Texas has damn near 30 million. Cali has damn near 30 million. Are we serious right now? It's like the size of a state and a half. It could be Texas and Florida combined. Texas and Cali combined. That's it. And you're running, come on, man. Don't even let me get started with this nonsense with Argentina like they're doing something. They have less than 50 million people in their whole freaking country. This is insanity right now. Okay. Now, we'll get to the other part. Argentina's GDP. Look at this. Are you serious right now? Are we serious? 640 billion. That's it. Colombia, 363 billion. Chile, 335 billion. That's it. Okay, I'm not even going to address this. I don't want to hear nothing about Argentina doing jack crap. I don't want to hear about it. I'm sorry. Let's go with GDP. Let's do it this way. Florida, 1.6 trillion. All right, just saying. Well, Texas. We already know theirs going to be big too. Let's go with Texas GDP. Over 2 trillion. 2.6 trillion. All right, 2 trillion. Cali actually by itself is in the top 10 for countries in the world, California. But in case anybody wants to know, we'll just go look. 3.9 trillion. Right here. This right here is more than, I think there's only 8 countries, if that have a higher GDP than the state of California. 5th, here we go. 5th in the world. California GDP ranks in the world, US, China, Germany, and Japan for GDP. Just so you guys get an idea. So when they start talking about like this place called Argentina doing some all this, that, and the other, it's all BS. It's because his policies are aligned with people that's trying to put other people in their place. So it's what it is. Anyhow, don't bring that up with me, man. These guys are tripping big time. If you want to say that he came in and did something that makes the country better, I don't know what that would be, but people are still starving. People are still have poverty issues. The infrastructure's still messed up. And in fact, you know what's interesting? You know what's very interesting while I'm thinking about it? Check this out since we were on Dominican Republic. Don't even let me get started on this, man. Dominican Republic, look at this. 121 billion. So they only have 11 million people. So when you really think about it, if the country has 46 million, you 4 times 120, you're around 600, 500 billion. And not much difference. Although I guess 500 billion and 640 billion, I guess there's 140 billion difference. But all I'm trying to say is it's not like if that occurred for the DR and they went up to that amount in GDP, what would happen? Would things really drastically change? We don't know. Hopefully we get to find out though. That would be awesome. All right, enough. I go off on certain things, especially when you know what's actually happening. It's not like these guys in the United States just talk all this garbage, and then you find out. It's like, wait, what? What are they saying? What are these guys saying? And it's not you, post-retirement travel. I've heard the stories for the last year how this Argentina dude's doing all this great work. But again, I'm not down with that. I am not down with that. There ain't no great nothing in Argentina. I mean, seriously. All right, Eric, CEO, Argentina. Joe Nay, anxious to observe the market when the USA economically takes over and stop it. Hey, this is a time for me. In 2025, I'm busting out some new headphones. Joe Nay. La da la 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 da na 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 na. I don't hear nothing. No, no, no. Oh my God, man. You Joe Nay. You know what's funny about this? We're all investors. We're all business people. So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. I'm $35 trillion in debt. And I'm going to actually start spending money to try to take over other countries, like the Roman Empire. Oh, and also I'm going to get my military involved. It's going to cost us some trillions of dollars on top of that. And I'm going to piss off some of these allies of ours, and they're not going to be too happy, and they're going to retaliate against us, just like it's 1920 and 1930s all over again. Oh, this is hilarious stuff. The clowns are at what the frick is going on around here? Oh man, I saw this too, man. I saw this too. Man, you know, there is one thing though. On a serious note, I just have to ask people something. Who would benefit from controlling Greenland? Asking for a friend, asking for a United States citizen, asking for a United States government, asking for our allies. Who would benefit from controlling Greenland if it's not already how it is? Woo, the boogeyman on the planet. Anybody ever think of Russia? That's what I think of. I'm sitting there like, why would the USA care about that? Other than to defend it against who else? Russia or China. So they can't be in your hemisphere. So I'm like, who's the most friendliest dude with Putin? Why are we messing with Greenland? Let me know. Asking for a United States government concerned citizen. This is craziness right here. Messing with Canada too is crazy. Messing with the Panama Canal is even crazier. Can you imagine that military is going to be down? U.S. military potential. Okay, first of all, U.S. military is going down to Panama, right? You guys know we have treaties, right? You guys know who owns the Panama Canal now, right? So that's a threat to world peace. It would be no more, no less than if another country said, you know what, we're going to take over Panama. If China said the same thing, America would be like, hold up now. And America and everybody else would be like, hold on now. We're not going to allow that. Everything's going through fine. What do you need to be meddling in this joint for? Now you're trying to mess up our supply chains? We're not going to be happy with this. I mean, this is like lunacy. Somebody, please get control of the car. This is absolutely insanity from a business standpoint and from an economic standpoint, and a country that's 35 to 40 trillion dollars in debt. This is absurd, man. What the frick is going on? Again, 5.5 years ago, get your property outside, get something outside the United States. Okay, I guess now case is closed. Everybody get something outside the United States. That's all I'm going to say. So you put yourself in position for crazy nonsense like this. And how can I forget all the tariffs against allies and other than allies? Exactly. And that's where in fact, that's why we're going to have a problem. See, traditionally, we could always do the tax cut, tax break, right? But unfortunately, that's not going to bear fruit this time because the other countries have already said if we do, it's if and or, right? If they do this, we do that. It's not even a thing anymore. It's self-preservation. They're just like, if you're going to be against us, then you're against us. That means we have to be against you. And by the way, your country's the one that buys. We don't really buy from you, so the trade deficit's going to get bigger. So now what? I'm just like, oh, our businesses in the United States are all going to lose their employees and lose their companies, just like it's 1930 all over freaking again. 1931 because of a trade war with the world, isolationism, thinking you're the biggest, the baddest, and the best on the planet. I think we've already established global economy works for everybody. Might have met TPP loan. What was wrong with that? Oh man, I don't even want to get into it. This starts me getting all because they're affecting the money. You're affecting the money. Argentina is over 50% poverty. Exactly, Joe Nay. That's exactly right. That's why I can't understand why some segment of the population has been touting like this guy has done so much. And I'm like, what do you mean? Nobody wants to go live there. Are you serious right now? I'm just saying. I get a little bent when people are giving out fake information and acting like just because, oh, poverty's not like 60% anymore. It's 50. Poverty's not 45% anymore. It's 50. I'm like, who cares? Who cares? It's still effed up. And it's even worse because you might have somebody, well, that doesn't care about your rights. So, I'm like, you got human rights situations going down. And by the way, just so everybody knows, America goes around the world talking about human rights and people's rights and all this and crap and the other. You guys may want to look up about what countries are the top countries for human rights. America ain't number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, damn it. I mean, this is all effed up. People got our media is so effed up. Our propaganda in America to its own citizens, just like if you're in China, just like if you're in Russia, just like if you're in the EU, it's the same thing. And then they always go, oh no, it's them, it's communists. Oh no, it's those other guys. They're the ones giving out fake information. The United States been doing that shit for 250 years. All right, enough. It gets me bent. Got me on one. Post-retirement travel. One word. Austerity. There you go. That's it exactly. Now, he got me bent on this. I got off topic today. But it don't matter because it's war. I've been telling you. That's why I broke out the Motivation 2025. It's war out here. What I'm trying to tell you is no joke. I got to call up some soldiers now. I don't mean military soldiers. I got to make phone calls because I got some business to handle myself. I was thinking today, I'm lining up my fellow friends out of retirement, homies. They're like, what? I said, yeah, man, I need your assistance. I said, we got to go on a road trip. A few. They're like, what? I was like, it's old time, suit up. They're like, I'm down. I know. I'm like, that's why I made the video today. Motivation 2025, it's war. And people, I'm saying it again. Do not dismiss what I'm saying because you can see where the leaves are falling. We have disarray incoming. We have our allies and our enemies potentially could be on the same side against us in a lot of things. We do not have the money to do Mr. Worldwide policing, Mr. Worldwide war anytime. No, we can't do that because our economy is not the best in the world. That's the problem. We can't sell to other people. We are not, this ain't, this is not 1800 where you have slave labor. So you take your pick. You want to police the world, you want to go around, then that means your citizens are going backwards economically. That's how it works. You don't get to keep going forward. Like I said, this would already be over if it was not for world currency. It would have been already a wrap. So this right here is a time that's going to go down in infamy. And if you guys don't get your real estate outside of the United States somewhere, get yourself a safe zone, bank accounts, whatever. And like I always told you guys from the get-go, that passport, it's only worth as much if you can leave. That's it. If you can't leave, then you got to leave illegally, enter another country illegally. Just saying. All right. Enough. We get on that. I'll be in Buenos Aires 24th February, so we'll let you know. That place has been governed by a bunch of corrupt people. I know. You have to give it time. You can't expect someone to turn the train around that quick. I don't expect the guy to turn anything around because of his policies. Look. We know. Look, just like in Colombia, just like in Venezuela, just like in a bunch of the South American countries, the main capitals, even in Mexico. You know what? Look. Here we go. I'm going to do something else with Argentina, by the way. Yeah, the main cities you're going to be in generally, like if I go to Mexico City, okay, fine. It ain't safe, but it's safe. All right, fine. We live in America. I live in Cali. All right, fine. No biggie. All right. But just so you know, Argentina crime rate is ranked 20th in the world. All right. But it's the lowest in Latin America, apparently. Homicide, that is. Crime rate is 20th in the world. Homicide is the lowest in Latin America. Now, who's going to get the credit for that? Right? I think most people would go, oh, it's the guy in charge. But then, oh, but wait, we got to give him time. Okay. All right. Argentina or Spain safer? Spain's much safer. What the frick? It's half. All right. Yeah, I don't want to get in. Argentina's a non-issue. I mean, literally. I don't even know why somebody would say, oh, that's the country that. I'm like, why? You could have just picked Mexico. What's the difference? You could have picked Venezuela we're talking about damn near the same numbers. You could predict Brazil. There's a lot of places I wouldn't want to hang out in unless I'm in the major city. And even then, I don't feel good. Buenos Aires used to be awesome. Here, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Countries with the highest crime rate. Damn. Guyana, Trinidad, Tobago, Nigeria, Honduras, Somalia, South Africa, Afghanistan, sheesh, Central Africa, Peru, Iraq, Haiti, Brazil, Venezuela, Colombia, ooh, all them places in South Mexico. That's what I'm saying. Argentina, Ukraine, they're all there. Argentina, Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia, they're all there, man. This is crazy. Countries with the highest, they're all in South America. So, as with any country, there's safe places, safer places. Because even in America, it's not safe. Let's get real. So I shouldn't be talking too bad about it. I'm just like, man, they're overrated. But you're gonna have to be safe if you're going to Buenos Aires. Hey, Eric, Ally Financial closing mortgage origination business. Brian P. A sign. This is a sign again for everybody in real estate in America. This is a bad sign. The Federal Reserve is not reducing interest rates. Remember at the beginning of this live stream that I was talking about Treasury bonds going up in price? The bonds have something to do with mortgage rates. That also means nobody can buy well, not nobody. There's only certain people that can buy a $500,000 house at 6% or worse, 6.4. There's only you have to make over like 175 or more household income or by yourself. I'm pretty sure if anybody was making that over the last 4 or 5 years, they probably bought a house. And now you don't have that many people out here actively trying to buy a house. Let's just face facts. This is going down. This is happening. So there's going to be more of this coming. And again, this is why I'm a little scared, because the Federal Reserve already said we're only going to cut interest rates twice a year. But you know what happened today? Look at this. Look at this. This is what happened today. Look at this. Jerome Powell and his friends, they come out of hiding. All of a sudden, they say this today. I was like, is this for real? They're actually saying some truths? Check that out. I had to see. What's happening? Oh, man. Oh, I gotta wait. I gotta do it. It'll be bad. All right. But anyhow, Jerome Powell says Fed officials are worried about the inflation impacts from Trump's policies. Minutes show. Dudes, what did I got? I've been telling that in itself is inflation. So that's automatic. We don't even need to get anything else. So if you want to start doing other things such as military moves and deportations and anything else, that's money we don't have. That means you're going to have to go print some more money out of thin air, which devalues your currency, which means inflation goes up. This is pretty rocket science. Not even. I've been talking about this for the last 7, 8 months. Of course they're worried because they're economists. They know how this works. They have a 100-year history of 150 years of history. They know what happens every time you do tax cut, tax breaks. Come on now, stop playing. All right. They also know what's going to happen with tariffs and tariff wars. So, yeah, you think? I mean, this is like a no-brainer. I'm like, but what can you do about it, ladies and gentlemen? If your government says we're going to do certain things that's inflationary, what's your option? Find another location that's not inside. Just like any investment. It'd be like, I'm going to invest in this area. You go, I'm going to invest in a high crime area, buy a 5-bedroom, 4,000 square foot house for $200,000 in the high crime area, and say every time I get out my car and pull in my garage, I got to worry about somebody jacking me. Or you say I'm going to buy the $4,000 house that's $800,000 across town. That's in the best or better neighborhood. That's what we're talking about here. It's the same thing. We'll go down a path of destruction and mayhem with financials. Okay, well, we got the guy in charge that's going to do it. So, of course, the Fed officials are correct. This is not, I've been telling you guys this for a long time, 8 months, 9 months, ever since we started talking about tariffs. I even have videos on tariffs and inflation and how it does. So this should be no surprise to anybody. It's disgusting to watch, though, knowing it's detrimental and knowing that 70 to 80%, 70 to 78% of people are living paycheck to paycheck in America. And somebody thinks it's a good idea to possibly increase inflation about 10 to 15% in a year. And so that means we're going to be into the 80 to 85 percentile of people living paycheck to paycheck if you have a job, if you implement tariffs. And now you're going to have large corporations not being able to sell to other countries. And now all of a sudden layoffs are going to occur. And now businesses are going to be going out of business. I mean, this is what's going to happen if we go down a certain path without having a way to generate economic income. Tariffs, again, do not generate economic income. It just creates a deficit, a trade deficit, meaning, I'll put it a different way. Eric Bird hamburger stand, okay? And across the street is Eminem's hamburger stand. Eminem walks out and he says, I'm putting a fence in the middle of the road. And by the way, everybody that lives on my side of the fence can only shop at my spot. And we have a tariff. If you buy from them, I'm going to charge you an extra $10. I'm going to put a tariff against the United States, which is Eric Bird's hamburgers. So now, because they put a tariff up against me, so if I try to sell hamburgers to his people, it's going to cost 10% more. For his people say, hell no, we ain't buying no Eric Bird's hamburgers. This shit costs like $10 more for a burger. So we'll just buy inside our country. So Eric Bird's hamburgers said, well, then I can't let you buy it. Any of my citizens over here can't be buying your burgers because you're $10 less. So now I got to put up a $10 tariff. Except there's one little problem. M&M doesn't manufacture the hamburgers. I do. He has to order more from me. So I still get to make my same money. He has to charge his customers $10 more now. But I got the manufacturing facilities to create the burgers. I got the cows. I got all the meats. We good. Now you're going to have a trade deficit against me. So do I really care? We got a tariff war going on? Hell freaking no. Your customers are buying more from me. My customers were always buying less from you. So the trade deficit widens. I get more of your greenbacks. That's a trade deficit. That is not good. And now he's going to have to start laying people off because he's not going to be selling as many burgers to the Eric Bird's customers, Eric Bird's hamburger side than he used to. Ain't going to happen. So now he's going to have to lay some citizens off on his side of the fence. Meanwhile, because his country is a consumer nation and buys from my side all the frickin' time, I'm still loving life over here. And oh, by the way, I'm going to make a deal with somebody else too. Who you're jacking as well. Oh, man. All right. I love this economic situation. It's beautiful. All right. Yep. Brian, here we go. Here it is. Here it is. It's already said. It's already said. This is a shame, man. This is damn shame. Oh, this never came up, did it? Oh, you guys saw it on the screen. Oh, well. Let me get out of this because we're slowing up. So I missed something here. Joe Nay, mortgage 7.1 30-year fixed. Man, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, nobody can sell homes. Mortgage companies are going to go out of business. This is going to be like 2007 all over again. Safe travels at post retirement travel. I haven't been to Buenos Aires since the Obama admin. Man, I ain't going nowhere down there. Victor Marrero, post retirement travel. He's going down there. He's ready to go to Buenos Aires. In fact, I wonder why are you going to Buenos Aires? That's not a usual destination. How long were you in Buenos Aires? We'll be staying in an Airbnb in San Telmo. I hear is one of the most affluent neighborhoods. Good point. I'll be doing the tango dance with Yield Max. You damn right. Yield Max coming out, ladies and gentlemen. The tango dance is happening. Brian P. Though, let's get back to the 7.1. I thought it was 6.45 or 6.45, 6.5. The 7.1. Nobody's buying a house. Mortgage companies are going to be going out of business. This is 2006, 7 over again. Damn, this is bad. And again, you guys, there's a repercussion because the rest of the world is not going to sit there and invest in the United States. You have to raise bond rates. In fact, let me go look right now. What are the bonds? They got to be over 4, right? It must be a five. Let's go see. U.S. Treasuries. Let's see what they are. That's insane. That is not good. Not good. Not good. Come on, guys. Why do we have this lag going down? Let's see who else. Over on Instagram, make sure you guys hit the follow button. In fact, if you don't not joined us on Instagram, please go to Stop Struggling Now on Instagram. That's where we are. That'd be greatly appreciated. I see we're having a little problem in the background because I started messing around. Uh, Victor Moreau, I noticed you said I'm staying in a affluent neighborhood. Good choice. Good choice. Very good choice. All right, Shaq Wise, I see you in Instagram. Thank you so much for that. Make sure you get over there and hit the follow button wherever you are. Hit the like buttons, hit the heart buttons. Everybody on podcasts, hit the I like this. Download, please. Greatly appreciated. All right. Now, I don't know what the bond rates are because they don't want to come up and tell me. That's crazy. Does no wrong. All right. Okay, I won't be on much longer, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot, too much money printed equals inflation. Yeah, you know what? Even without tax cut tax breaks, that's the problem. They still have to print money because we're running a deficit. So you're always going to have inflation. That's the worst part of this whole thing. You can't come back unless you start doing things where other countries can buy from our citizens or our businesses and we start closing the gaps. And instead of being a consumer nation, we're the actual manufacturing. We are the places where people are getting a lot of the produce, a lot of things, and we're not in that vein anymore. We don't have cheap labor in the fields. So what do? Well, we get immigrants to come across the border, go back home later, or do some H-1B visas or whatever else. Hire illegal immigrants. And so that's the only way you can keep our food prices down or any prices that we produce in America. So we have to buy from Mexico. We have to buy from other countries at a lower price. And that's where this is all going because if we can't buy at a lower price and they all put on tariffs, that means the prices are all going to go up. So we lose all the way around. We can't manufacture it. We can't make it. And now what? We don't have the manufacturing facilities. We don't have the farmers doing all of our food supply like they used to way back when. Not way back anything, just 30, 40 years ago, we had more farmers producing food for American citizens. It keeps getting reduced because outside of America, when we talk about Colombia, Brazil, South America countries, Mexico, when we start talking about 20% of our real price and you can actually ship it, can have it packed, shipped in another country, shipped it to the United States because of a NAFTA type deal, and it costs less that way, that's been a problem. And it's not going to be resolved because nobody's going to go work 12 hours a day for like $10 an hour or $9 or $7 an hour or a bushel. Not going to happen. Who's used to making $2 a day and trying to provide and send money back to their country that has more value, of course, they'll come here and work 18 hours a day. They'll happily make $60 a day because $60 USD in any country south of America, you're going to love life. That is huge. So that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Third world country, but you don't know it yet. All right. That's what I've been saying for a while. All right, we're going to Costa Rica first, then Lima, Peru, then Argentina, just heading all the way south. What the heck? This is a new change of itinerary. I guess you can do that when you're the big dog and put your work hard earned investing money into play. Costa Rica, Lima, and then Argentina. Oh my, he's hitting all the hot spots in South America. That's awesome. And I'm pretty sure you can speak the language. That's even better. Well, wait, and all of them? Yeah, I think so. 2 of 3. All right, I was in Argentina for 9 days trade mission. Wow, where at in Argentina is the question. Plus, I'll be able to eat a real steak for $15, not paying the ridiculous amount here in Florida. Oh my God. Hey, real steak, no antibiotics, by the way. That's the other part. That's crazy. 50. Yeah, man. This is what we're looking at. Hey, I remember Morton Steakhouse back in the day. We're talking about 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Going to Morton Steakhouse, right? Morton Steakhouse was like $50. And I was like, this will be the last time I come up in here. I was like, this will be the last time. Ruth Chris, last time I'm coming up in here. Not going to happen again. Are you kidding me? And I don't even like to eat steak that much anyhow, so F it. I'm not even coming back ever. Oh, man. My friends used to meet us at Morton Steakhouse. I'd be like, dudes, I am not coming over there to spend 50, $60 for steaks. That's insanity. Now, probably Morton's or Ruth Chris is probably $100, I would imagine, or more for a freaking piece of steak. But I will say, when I was in Switzerland and I was sitting there in Zurich, right? And we're walking down the street, and the same thing I kept saying was, I was like, have you noticed there's these little shops and little places to eat that have these small portions, and people sit at their table and only get these little small portions from these shops? I was like, I don't even see any restaurants around here. I was noticing no restaurants. I was just seeing these little things, these places. And then I also noticed, wait, there's not that many fat people here either. I was like, okay, something's weird, but couldn't figure it out. So go down to I want to call it Lake Geneva, but I don't think that's it. It was called Lake, was it Lake Zurich? I think it's called Lake Zurich. Anyhow, go down to this lake. It's about probably 25 to 30 minutes from Zurich. And walking around in the square. And the next thing I know, I see a McDonald's. So I go to McDonald's just to see how much it is. McDonald's is like $6 for a combo meal. I'm just like, wow, cheaper than America. Then I go down to the lake. And finally, I turn and I see to the right-hand side a restaurant, like a nice restaurant. It looked nice anyhow. I get up there. I'm thinking, finally, some food. And I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, now mind you, this is like 7 years ago or something. Mind you, I'm sitting there looking at the menu and I'm like, a hamburger. And I was like, does that say $52? I'm like, okay, I'm in the EU zone. My mind is thinking like, wait, where am I? I'm like, I know that looks like 52 euros. Is that a dollar? What is that? So literally, my mind was just blown because I was like, I turned to the like waiter, Mater D, and I say, hey man, what is this? What currency is this? He starts laughing. I'm like, so I just was like, I couldn't believe it was either EU or US. I was like, what currency is this? He said, this says $52. He's like, yeah. I said, no, $52 like US, 54, 55? I'm like, are you? I said, oh, hell no. I said, this gotta be a joke. So then I started looking down the list and I said, okay, if that costs $50, how much is real like food? And I start looking down the list and I see $75, $85. I'm like, okay, no check needed. We're leaving. I was like, that is crazy. Crazy stuff. Are you planning to visit your homeland, France, anytime? Well, I was. Imagine doing a YouTube live from the Eiffel Tower. You'll hook up a lot of followers. Um, actually, actually, I was supposed to go already, but due to unforeseen circumstances with my SSN Lifestyle Music Festival and all that, blew everything out of whack. I suspect that that's going to happen actually in a better time frame. I don't want to be there in the summer. That's prime time. But I like to be there like April-esque. At the end of March, April, I like that better. It's not prime time, but the weather is still going to be 55, 60, 65. So I can wear a nice little jacket all the time. I don't have to bring the heavy duty one or anything, but it should be about fine. I think I'm going to go about it. Should coincide, I would guess, with April, January, February, March, April. May would even be better, but yeah, end of April or May. Should be somewhere in there. Yes, we'll be there. And live from the Eiffel Tower, not bad. Not bad at all. I'll be, I won't have a problem with Wi-Fi, that's for sure. I like that idea. And yes, I was supposed to go last year, but it is what it is. I'll be going this year. Oh, and by the way, just so you guys get an update, it's been almost 2 years, 7, 8 months. Almost 2 years and a half. Yeah, 2 years and a half. Maybe even, no, it's longer than that because it was March. It was March, April. Yeah, almost 3 years. 2 years, 9 months. 2 years, 8 months. Probate, ladies and gentlemen. Just got notification today. It's closed. Remember when I kept telling you guys have a trust? Well, just like I tell you guys, I told my mother. My mom and dad were divorced. I told my mother, which her assets were pretty straightforward. So I just said, put everything into joint names that you want people to have. She did not listen. And she did not listen to the trust either. I said, okay, if you don't do that, then do a trust, please. 2 years, 9 or 8 months. That's how long it took because somebody decided to use a will to transfer their assets. And the courts and the states are involved and lawyers are involved and you're wasting time, energy, and money. Crazy. And the courts are looking for any way that they can get paid more, whether it's going to be through the attorneys or through the court system or whatever the case may be. And attorneys rack up all kind of fees. It's ridiculous. So it's finally over. Now, Everybody says, well, what's your inheritance? Well, guess what? I don't have any. This is the funniest part, right? No, I'm only kidding with you guys. The thing is, there were certain things in our family that should go to certain, like my siblings. And so I always told my mom, give my siblings, I don't want anything. So just put it in. Whatever you want to do, I'm not in it. Whatever you want to do is fine. So that's what she did. All right. But she did a twist. She did a twist. For one thing, she goes, I want to do split it 3 ways. And I was like, okay, fine. But then we had, one sibling who says, oh, I don't want to share nothing. I want everything for myself, regardless of what mom says. We're all looking like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you right now? We'll be there April 1st for a month. Plan to be in Paris, then Normandy. Oh, you're going, okay, you're doing worldwide. Lyon, then south of Nice, near Monaco. Oh, nice. And do plan to use the train infrastructure a lot. Just do the local thing, not the gringo places. Exactly. That's how you do it when you go there. You got the right advice already. Post-retirement travel. And are you going to be, wait, are you going to have your drone? Are you going to do the YouTube thing while you're going to, it sounds like you're going to be going to 50 places, man. Are you really going to be posting on YouTube? Are you going to do social media? Because you're going to be live from places, man, a lot of people have never been to. Buenos Aires? Seriously? Come on, man. That's awesome. And I'm not going to be mad at you because I want to go to Monaco too. That's, I need to go over to Monaco. Told the wife, because I didn't take her last time. So this time I said, if I go, I'll have to take her to Monaco. All right. Nice is cool too, but Monaco's even better. Actually, I wouldn't say it's even better. It's more expensive. Let's just call it what it is. E. White's in the house. Mr. Emerging Millionaire is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. E. White, another investor. Good evening, SSN family. Good evening to you, man. Happy New Year. It's cold out here in these streets, but it's warm in the Dominican Republic. Oh my, E. White, are you in the DR right now? Let me know. Or are you saying that in the future you could be chilling in the Dominican Republic as soon as sometime in 2026? Is that what you're trying to say? That would be sweet, right? I hear you, man, because it's even chilly in Florida, man. Most definitely. I'm hooking up my Instagram also. Very well done, post-retirement travel. All right. Well, there you go. Now, you're sticking with the post-retirement travel. That means you guys got to go to post-retirement travel and subscribe like yesterday. And click the all notification bell, just like I need you to subscribe here at the Stop Struggling Now Network, because we're on several platforms. Make sure you hit the follow, the likes, the hearts, the subscribe, and the all notification bell on YouTube, and smash that like button. Give it a 1 piece, please. All right. So I'm going to give you guys a preview. Friday, I will be on. So here's the preview for Friday night. I'm going to start wearing these. I can barely hear. This is crazy. This is insane right now. I put my headphones on. I did the video today. I couldn't believe with the headphones on what I've been missing. The sounds was so defined. I heard a I was like, oh hell, there's all kind of noise in this. For 5-6 years, there's been noise on the audio that I could not hear due to my speakers. And now on here, I hear it, so I could do noise adjustment, right? But I was like, oh my God. So I figured you guys, since you're here tonight, you'll be the first ones that I'm going to start doing some of this. And we even have something extra for you here. Let me see what the extra is. Let me see if I can find it. I got something new. Let me see. Where is it at? Well, I don't know where it is, quite frankly. Oh, I forgot. That's right. Yeah. Hold on a second. Where is it? It's hiding from me. I have another little piece on here that's hiding. Can't find it. Let's see here. Where is it? I think it's under here. Ah, here we go. We're going to be a YouTuber now for the next year and a half, 2 years. Here we go. Let's see. Mic check, mic check. Okay, guess not. That's not going to work. No, I don't see anything working here. Nope. Nope. Don't see anything work. Oh, wait, it is working. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, it is working. Okay, hold on. I see some lights, but it doesn't light up all the way. So I think I'm going to be a YouTuber now. Here we go. Mic check, mic check. Oh, hold on. That's interesting. Okay. I haven't messed with this yet, but I see I had it on the wrong side. But nonetheless, so we got little light action going down. I might have to turn off the lights. We're going to be mic check, mic check. I don't have to do none of that. But mic check, ladies and gentlemen. Most definitely, I'm going to be hooking up Instagram. I hear you. All right, E. White, post-retirement travel. I want to be like you when I retire. E. White, you're still a little young, man. You'll be able to, in just not even 5 short years. We're talking about 3 short years. Ladies and gentlemen, E. White, he's put his money where his mouth is. He's made investments, and he's going to have money and asset appreciation over the next 3 to 5 years. So he's going to be able to do some other dramatic things. It's going to be awesome, dramatic. It's going to be crazy. All right, E. White. Yes, Eric, as 2026, 2027 projects near completion, I will definitely block off some snow days. Exactly. He's inside Vista Cana as well. He's got that on lock. He's out at Macau, I think, too. Got that on lock. Up there in Verone, got that on lock. I mean, Jesus Christ. There's a reason. He's going to be fine, ladies and gentlemen. He's made the investments. He's rolling. He's taken heed. He said, you know what? I'm going to be outside the United States. I'm going to make things happen. So these headphones that I have, they're nothing special. I got them from Temu. And there's this little thing. And in Temu, you go to Temu, you put them in the shopping cart. You hit the shopping cart, right? But you don't buy it. You just leave it in there. Then they send you something saying either if you buy this, then you get this free. It's crazy that what they do. So that's literally what happened. It was like, oh, we see you didn't buy it, but if you want to buy it for like $5 or $4, I think it was $5, then we'll give you a discount. I'm like, $5? It was way higher than that, but $5? Let's see what happens. Because you can always return it. They're just like Amazon, better than Amazon, quite frankly. Whatever you order, you can always return. Crazy. And they pay for it. So I was like, oh, this is cool. So this is my new toy that I'm going to actually unveil on Friday night. But the only problem is it's kind of different because I can't hear anything. I can't even hear me talk. I just hear like muffling. And so, it's kind of different. But Friday night, we're going to do that live from some other location. But good, E. White. I look forward to it, man. And I'm hoping we have at least 1 or 2 of the properties done by 2026. That would be awesome if you had at least 2 of the properties or 3 finished up. That would be a blessing because it may be needed. That's for sure. All right. Let's see what else we're going to get in tonight because we talked a little DR. I was talking DR. Bonds. Here we are with the bonds. The one, what's the 10-year? 10-year, 4.6. The 20-year is 4.9. Wow. Woo. All of them are over 4%. 4.3. Oh, no, 4.19 is the lowest. Wow. Give it a percent. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo. Ladies and gentlemen, man. $1 trillion. Wow. Look at this. 1 trillion times 4%. $40 billion. That is what would be owed by the United States government every year if you had $1 trillion worth of bonds sold. And yes, they do. And that is crazy. 40 billion divided by 185 million. I don't know. 216. Wow. $200 per citizen every year just off of 1 trillion in bond sales. All right. So this is how I look at things. Like I say, how much in U.S. Treasury bonds sold in 2024? Let's go find out. Oh, man. Oh, no. No. 29.3 trillion. Oh, so 29 times 200. Oh, no. Oh, this is a problem. That's just 1 year. And that's just a little more than our. That's insane. No. That's crazy. 216. 6 G's a year. 6 G's, ladies and gentlemen. 185 million Americans owe 6 G's just to pay the interest. All right. This is where I play, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a bad, bad year. All right. Post-retirement travel. E. White, you'll be there. Just keep investing up or down. Believe it or not, we save money overseas than staying here. Exactly. Think about it. 5 Walmart bags are now 100 to 150. Insane. Exactly. Exactly. It is insane. But the problem is the one that I was having a conversation about with, I'll just use DR, but it's with everybody. These other countries have to borrow money and their interest inflation is going to rise. Their debt or their currency declines. So it's not going to be where we pay way less. See, that's the problem. It's like the EU zone is a separate ecosystem. And it's not cheap in the tourist areas, of course. But we know if you go to anywhere south of the United States, Mexico, Central America, South America, it's cheaper. When you used to go to DR, it was a lot cheaper. And I say used to because, again, on Monday, on a live stream, I went to where did I go to? I went to Dallas, Chi-Town, Charlotte. I can't remember if we went to LAX or SFO. Went to Phoenix, and we did the flights over to Dominican Republic in, was it February or March? And people can rest assured the flights are going to cost most people $600 to $800 per person. That is not conducive for American citizens to travel, especially when up to 78% of them are living paycheck to paycheck. That's going to diminish how many people can go. If 2 people have to pay $1,500 or $1,600 just for airfare, and then all inclusives are where most people stay. And if they stay at all inclusives and those are $500 per night, let's say, or $450, some are more, but you're going to be spending 5 G's. and you haven't even done anything other than you're at the all-inclusive and you're in the DR, 5Gs. And you could fly literally from those major cities over to the EU zone for the same price. That's what's even crazier. 6, 7, 800 bucks, I can fly to Europe. I'm just like, this is not even a good sign for anybody. And with the currency devaluation that's going on in the DR, they could be at 61 to 1 shortly because they have to borrow money from the rest of the world. They're in the same ballpark as America, except they don't have world currency. They have bonds. People have to buy their bonds in order for them to print money. So they're in the same boat because they don't have tax reform. Their citizens don't make enough. So they're in a kind of like the United States, except they're an island and they're isolated. They have limited production of what they can do, manufacturing facilities, because they don't have electricity reliably for 24/7 and a bunch of other infrastructure issues. But the point is, in order for them to do what they need to do, they have to have corporations come there. And like I said, as of right now, I'm not, if I had a corporation and I had to rely on everything, electricity and Wi-Fi and all that stuff, and not for it to go out for hours, and in some parts of the DR, it's hours, but you wouldn't put your manufacturing facility there. You would have to put it in a more reliable location. So we have that same problem. And unfortunately, Victor Marrero is going to be hanging out, and the fam's going to be hanging out in, or fortunately, in South America for a while during this trip. He'll also be hanging out in EU zone, but EU zone is more conducive for people who don't really have money. So they don't, like, I still can't get over the fact that I can be in France, I can be in UK, I can be in Switzerland, I can be in, I've never been to Germany, but I can get on a train and spend like 50 bucks and be in 2 or 3 different countries in hours. So it's like, that's the differences though. It's like, and then things are, it's cheaper by default because they don't have the economies they used to have. So by default, but if you go to the tourist spots, now you're going to be paying an arm and a leg. So like I always tell everybody, whenever you go, well, I haven't told you guys, but whenever I go somewhere, I go like the tourist locations, right? You go to the tourist spot, and then along your route, you always talk to the locals and say, hey, where's the best whatever you're thinking of eating? And then they're going to say, it's not around here. Not around. They're like, not around here, and it costs too much. Go over there 5 blocks. Go down 2 blocks out of the touristy area, and it's half price. It's like, okay, let's go. All right, that's cool. Let's see. Wait, what's this? Hey, Eric, did you see the new travel requirements taking effect in 2025 for domestic and international destinations? Brian P., no, I did not. What do you mean? Let's see. U.S. citizens heading to the United Kingdom are happening with the expansion of the electronic travel authorization program. I don't even know what that is. What is that? Never checked it out. Electronic, what did you, man, my mind's not the same. Electronic travel authorization? Really? UK, Canada, Europe. What? What's this? I may not qualify. See your eligibility requirements. Travel with ease. Electronic. Start today and have your ETA visa in less than 72. A visa? Are we serious right now? Oh my! I'm gonna have to look more into this. They're talking well, you get a visa automatically, kind of. What kind of visa is this? Starting January 8th. They just started it today. UK ETA visa. You must apply for an ETA before you travel to the UK. You can travel to the UK while waiting for a decision. Oh my. Do U.S. citizens need an ETA? All U.S. citizens traveling United Kingdom. Now, man, I'm going to be blocked from the UK. Oh man, this is crazy. American nationals will need to apply for travel authorization through the European Travel Information Authorization System (ETIAS) before arriving in Europe. The ETIAS authorization will be necessary to enter 30 European countries. Okay, EU still the same. We'll need to enter. Wow, wow, this is getting crazy. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. But you always had a visa. It just depends. Um, Starting mid 2025. So I still have time. Whatever. Um, Travel authorization to the European. Well, I don't think I have to, but we'll see. Here's everything you need to know about new document requiring Americans to visit Europe. The European travel is travel authorized 30. It's an highly unlikely. I don't think it's a real visa. Oh, it's a travel authorization. Okay. Yeah, it's the same thing. So if you're there past like 60, 90 days, then you got to start worrying. You're not supposed to be there. All right? So, yeah, I don't see this as a thing, but it's a thing because you can easily shut things off. U.S. citizens can travel to Shenzhen zone countries without a visa as long as they meet passport and custom requirements. An additional travel authorization will be required before. Oh no, no, it's gonna be. I don't think that's gonna be a thing. Shenzhen visa, depending on their nationality and travel plans. Shenzhen visa in the TIES program. Shenzhen visa for non-EU travelers. All right, no. TIES is only valid for the countries listed above. England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland have their own entry requirement for U.S. travelers. That's right, because they're not in the EU zone. All right, I'm just reading it myself, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. That's more like, I think it's just the same thing that it used to be. I don't think that's a big deal. I thought it was going to be like background checks and all this other stuff. I was like, man, I'm going to be banned from my own damn country if this happens. Oh man, it's crazy. But hey, again, I told you guys before, if you can get another passport, another location that you can hang at, Joe Nay already got his residency handled with the DR, which was awesome. This is the kind of stuff that you need to think about right now. You can already see how things are shaping up here. Countries are starting to do moving a certain way, which I told you guys about 5 years ago, where I said, hey, if your stuff gets turned off and you can't go somewhere, it's good if you have property somewhere, because then the country would say, okay, we're going to make an exception. You invested in our country, right? And a few other things as well. If worse comes to worse, they'll at least be more likely to say, okay, let the guy stay and work something out versus he don't own nothing here. He's just a tourist. Forget about him. He's got to go back, deny entry, right? So these are the things that we were talking about 5 years ago. I love it when I'm right. I hate it when I'm wrong. There's some things we've been wrong of. Like I said, we don't get them all right, ladies and gentlemen. We've took some L's over the last few years, financial L's on some of these little adventures we went on. And it's been not good that way. But at least on some of these things like the stocks, the real estate, and some of these other things, we've been right on course. So everything I was saying back then, I said 5 years. I've been on here more than 5 years. Come on now. But 5 years plus, 5 years ago, that's the time. Guys, get some property outside the U.S. Guys, if they shut down our passports or something happens, you can always get to an island, but it's going to be hard to get down to Central America, hard to get down to South America, hard to get to Japan, the Philippines, if all our stuff is shut down or shut off. Or they start denying people. Now I'm like, I can always get on a boat and I can get to any of the islands in the Caribbean from the United States. Not a problem. What will it cost though? That's the problem, right? But you can at least get there. You don't have to walk 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 miles. You don't have to try and jump on some planes. or sit on a boat for 2, 3 months. None of that stuff. So those are the type of things that I think about because I've been dealing with the government, like I said, early on in my life, and they were doing so much shady stuff back then. I can only imagine what they're up to now. So this is why you guys have always been on the right path, but did not maybe know it to the full extent. But you're about to find out. This is a shocker, quite frankly, that it's happening for the EU zone. But is it really? No. And in the US, every country is going to start getting tighter and tighter. When you don't have enough resources and money going around, this is what happens. Global economy and all matters, but when countries can't compete and certain countries are on top for so long and they act like they don't want to share the wealth, and some countries get exceptions, then countries start looking out more for themselves than they will with the global community. So that's how it works. So Brian P., that's what he's saying. Damn, you're on the right. You're so right. We have taken a number of L's. I refuse to take another one with the DR apartment, going down with the ship with that one. Oh, well, no, you're good, Victor Moreira. I mean, you've been taking an L on that, but, it's one of those things. As long as you are willing to wait, right? So it is what it is. At least it should be done. Well, their timeline has always been different than mine. I say December 2026. They say July 2020. No, they said this year, I think. They said summer 2025, I think. And I said December 2025, not 2026. 2025 December. But I said even if it's that, I think February, March 2026, the latest. I mean, it's been one hell of a journey, but it is what it is. But unfortunately, like I was saying on Monday night, I just feel bad because there's something that can happen that I feel is going to happen. And it's very hard for me because I know there's a bunch of people, well, a bunch. There's like 60 to 80 people here in the SSN Nation that is purchased on the island. And so what hurts me is what I think is going to happen next. And what I think is going to happen next is there's going to be a downturn in demand for pre-construction properties or even real estate in the DR. Why? Because the numbers, 60% of, or what was it, 57, 58, whatever it was, but I always said 60% USA and Canadian citizens. It was 53, right? For non-residents, right? So if we talk about 53% goes to 40% or 38%, those are the buyer nations. That is a million plus people who are not coming. Then there's repercussions. We just talked about Vastancia tonight. That's going to be another red flag where people who purchase there are going to tell people, yo, this is what happened over here. I don't want to do this. All of that's going to come into play. Plus, remember one thing. This is something that I've always told people when I was in the travel business. I had the travel company. And people would go, hey, a lot of people always go to Hawaii, Mexico, Cancun's, rarely to the Caribbean, but mostly on the West Coast or some, the Philippines or, so people would go, man, you must make a lot of money. I said, yeah, I make a lot of money, but the problem is people don't travel every 3 or 4 months. The person that booked their trip, that went over to wherever they went, they're not doing this next month. They're not doing it next 7 months. I won't hear from anybody again, probably for another year, year and a half, if that. It might have just been the one time. And they might call me 3 years later. But that's the problem. Once you sell units, those buyers are off the market. Now you have to generate new buyers. Where are you going to get new buyers from if the cost of living keeps increasing? And you have tales of, I had problems with purchasing my unit. All this comes into play that people keep poo-pooing on, and I keep telling people, I'm like, and we talk about the DR banking is in the 1960s, 1970s. The United States won't hook them up, and the IMF will not hook them up because they're not up to the 2020s with their banking system. So they can't be in the banking system. So any loans they get are going to be a higher interest rate loan for the country. And who pays back that loan is the citizens in the form of inflation. So now 61 to 62 to 1 in the peso versus the dollar should happen sometime this year because they don't have tax revenues from their citizens. And that tourism dollar is weak because it's 20% of their GDP is tourism. But what nobody's talking about is what are they're increasing inflation. So it's poof in thin air because now you're not getting more money. So it's like crazy. So you're going to increase the cost on the island for the tourist. And worse, increase the costs for the Dominican citizens who already have some of the lowest wages. Well, I won't say in the Caribbean, I'll just say in the world. But the point is their wages are not that high. They can't absorb another 2-3% increase or 10% increase in the cost of goods and services. Their wages aren't increasing 20% to 30% annually. That's where the problem starts coming in. It's an economic situation that they're falling into a trap. And that trap is what I talked about at the beginning is when they said, well, we're not going to do infrastructure in the last 5 years of any significance. And I'm like, that's not good because 5 years from now, the cost to do something could be 50% more, which is what it is. So if you thought it was going to cost you $1 trillion then, now it's going to cost you 1.5, 1.6 trillion. And you haven't even started. So ultimately, this is going to cost 2 trillion. And you don't make that money anywhere else. And if you have a fall in travel, which can happen because, again, I do not like the airline costs. Even on the East Coast, $600 round trip out of Charlotte, $500 round trip, $475 round trip out of New York, Miami, Orlando, and never mind once you move past the East Coast and you're in somewhere else and it's 700, 750, 800, and you're not even getting there direct flights. That's insane. So this is why I'm fearful. The numbers don't lie. The numbers do not favor. What the numbers favor is, unfortunately, I'm happy about a few things. All you guys who got in 2019, 2018, 2020, up until 2023, 2024, everybody, the price that you purchased is the bare minimum. So that's the best thing that happened. From this point forward, anybody that's starting to think about, well, I'm going to come out with the project and they haven't formulated it yet and they're going to come out in 2026 and beyond, the cost of all the goods and services on the island are going to be another 20-30% by this time next year. So the wholesale, the builder and development costs, right? The materials. So the prices are going to be almost a little under American pricing. And that's going to cause people are not going to buy what's built and people aren't going to pay for a 2-year plan, 24-month plan like what some of these companies are still trying to do. Botanica came out today. They're talking about 24 months. No, 23 months And they have 2 bedroom condos, which are reasonably priced. I think if I can't remember the numbers. I can't remember the numbers. I think it was like 160, 170, something like that for 2 bedrooms in Aldea Park. But they're making it a condo hotel. And you guys know I'm no fan. So now we have a problem, right? We have a problem because they're making it 23 months. They're telling people pay us. I think it was 35 or 40%. I can't remember the numbers, but even then, their payments are going to be like 3 G's a month. It's somewhere like that. And I was just like, well, 3 G's a month for the promise. You guys haven't even broke ground yet, and you're telling me you're going to build something in 2 years. Not going to happen. So people leaving money on the table like that, nobody's willing to leave their money on the table anymore. The only way somebody's going to do that is if they're new and they don't know that 99.9% of the projects are late. So that's what's going to happen, and you're going to have less people because you don't have that many more buyers. So that's what's happening. But everybody who's already established there, you should be fine. But we're going to have a slowdown on tourism, I believe, in 2025. I don't think we're going to be busting the records like we previously did due to the fact of the cost of the airfare. A person just leaving from the Midwest has to pay like $700 per person round trip. Family, forget about it. You're going to spend 3 G's just to have 4 people go? 2 G's? That's crazy. 3 G's actually. 4 people, 7 times 4. Yeah, that's 2,800. 2,800 for 4 people to go and then stay at wherever. It doesn't even matter where you stay, but you're going to be there. The average days was 8 days actually, up from 6.5. But even if you said a week, now what? You're going to do all inclusive? Really? At $400 or $500 per night? So you're really going to spend 3 G's plus 35 more hundred, $6,500 to go to the DR, to go to the all inclusive? Sure, people are going to do that, but how many people are going to do that? That's the question. And I haven't even looked at the all inclusive prices to see what they're doing. I should do it right now, but I'm not. Hey, Eric, no, I haven't been to St. Kitts, man. Won't happen. I mean, no, it's not like I have anything against it. It's just that I've never thought about going. Why do you ask though, Brian P? Are you going to St. Kitts, St. Bart's, or any of these other outlier, Bermuda, which we don't even really hear about anymore? Remember, Bermuda was hot at one time. Remember, Bimini was hot at one time. Remember, Bahamas was hot at one time. Jamaica was hot at one time. Puerto Plata, the bride of the Atlantic. Remember that was hot back in the day where everybody went there? I mean, yeah, there's cycles for everybody. Every country has cycles. And DR put themselves in great position. And unfortunately, I think the consumer, they never established, like I said, the first thing they should have done was made sure we got 24/7 electricity and do something with our infrastructure. I would have done electricity number one, priority number one, and Wi-Fi. 2 things I need: Wi-Fi, and we need the high-speed Wi-Fi. We need electricity. Those are the 2 things I would have done if I was president. First thing, yo, this is what we're doing, guys. We can't be messing around. This is number one. And they're going to go, why is number one? I said, because don't we want technology to be here? We need those 2 things. Without those 2 things, we're not going to be able to be into the 21st, 22nd, 23rd century. How long are we going to wait? Because if we don't do it now, it's going to cost us X amount of trillions later. And it's going to go up 30% every year. Keep playing around, and instead of it costing us 1 trillion, it's going to cost us 2. Instead of 2, it's going to cost us 3. And we don't have the revenue for that. We're going to have to borrow the money. And where are we going to get the high-paying jobs to get higher tax returns from our citizens? So you're going to rely on tourists? All the tourist has to say, here's the tourism thing. This is why I caution everybody about when you're buying real estate, you have to think price and you have to think what if. So DR, you didn't have to really worry about the what if because the prices were always so low. Now the prices are starting to escalate to where you do have to care. You can't go around here and buy a villa for, well, there's a villa that I like, Sarasota. Shout out to Mo that brought it up to me. But the thing is, that's 420 grand. Now, for me, I'm looking at it. I love the layout. I'm co-signing on the layout. It's one of the SSN Nation layouts, except for one thing. But nonetheless, the 420K, you can buy a lot of 2,500 square foot something in the United States in a tourist destination area for 420K. I mean, that's the thing. I'm like, you're getting to a price point. Now, this is inside Vista Cana, which makes it okay. It makes sense, but that's still 420K. All right. I mean, open floor plan, pool, jacuzzi in the backyard and all that. That's nice included. Appliances included. Nice. 420. Good price. But that's not 2 years ago where it would have been 3 years ago when it would have been 250. See, a price point of 250, 275. That is much better than 420. So that's the difference. 275, cool. Because now you still have something that's awesome, but you don't have a price point. You can still make money if you wanted to do short term or even long term. But when you get up to 420, you ain't charging nobody 4 G's a month. Let's just get real. Not in the DR. Not unless you're in Punta Cana Village, but then your place would have cost twice as much. You would have spent 800 G's for it. But then you would have been able to charge somebody 4 G's a month. So it's all relative. All right. What's happening in St. Kitts, man? I want to hear it. Brian P., Mr. Dividend. Stocks, ladies and gentlemen. We talked briefly about it because we got sidetracked. I did the sidetrack. Buy assets or holding cash. We got to buy assets, right? That's what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we have to do. We have to buy the assets that pay us. The liability thing, forget about it. Oh, also, the same thing that's going to happen, and again, it's going to happen in the DR. There's going to be a downside sooner or later. You can't keep rising when you don't have anything else. Because to me, DR only has tourism. That's why. You have to have something else. Got to have something else. So, if you're not going to, the film studio, okay, let me get things. The things that I hate is Vin Diesel going over to the studios, doing this Punta Bergatin place, talking about film studio. Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Film studios and making movies, that's nice and all, but that's not he's not developing where there's going to be 10,000 people working there. All right. This is just a small little studio place that he's going to produce. And it's based on, are we producing TV shows? Are we producing miniseries? Are we producing movies? And even when you produce movies, it's like you're doing it for only a few months. It's not like you can just do like 20 movies a year. I mean, so you have these people working there. You have to have the expertise for the operations of the equipment that you need to create movies. You got to have the guys that know how to splice everything, edit. I mean, all this infrastructure you need, you're going to have, and you got to have the number one thing I'm bitching about, electricity 24/7. At least. And your infrastructure has to be better. You can't have, if you're going to do something, I can't drink the water, right? Hell, even when I take a shower, I got to worry about drinking the water, getting water in my mouth, right? Because of the way they had their sewer systems and water treatments, or, well, do they even have water treatment? I don't know, but water treatments. So all that comes into play, and you're going to tell me I'm going to risk my $5 million, $10 million, $20 million actor to actually hang out and make movies here and live here. You might make movies here, but living here probably is not going to happen. In the DR, I'm referring to. Visiting, yes. Buying a home there, yes. Staying there all the time, weather is not conducive for that, but you probably have some celebrities that stay there all the time. But the point is, I'm trying to get at is you're not going to have thousands of people. It's not going to just happen like that. So this is not how it works. And that's what I'm fearful of. So again, you guys heard it here first on the live stream. I know we have some guys from Punta Cana, but I fear that we're going to have a slide down instead of the 9.5 to 10 million tourists by air this year in 2025. After seeing the airfare pricing, I was like, man, the odds of them adding 1 million passengers is slim when the prices are seemingly double. Remember, I had the book for the SSN Lifestyle Music Festival. Remember, the guys were on the West Coast. Almost everybody was on the West Coast. So I know what I had to pay for the flights. You guys, they were only like 450 bucks, 475 bucks, 525 bucks. Now we're talking 700, 690, 800. That's a significant increase. And for ordinary people, that's nothing to play with. All right? So that's why I feel it's a slide if your main customers are from the United States and Canada. And Canadian Air Canada wasn't any cheaper. They were enjoying the extra money as well. So this is what I'm fearful about. I was just looking at St. Kitts to do what? Visit? St. Kitts is no joke. Look, all the islands, like St. Martin at one time was hot, right? Now try to get some property in the right location and they want an arm and a leg. All right. So, everything is hot. Bahamas was hot at some time when Oprah went down there and bought that little thing in that paradise. And other people bought it. That was hot. But how many people you hear saying, yeah, I'm going to the Bahamas? Not that often. People still go, I'm sure, but it's not like the hot spot, right? DR, due to their government going all over the world and promoting DR as a destination for tourists, they did a great job. Now what are they going to do is the question. When tourism slows down, I think it's going to slow down. We'll see what happens. I just don't see how they get another 1 million passengers coming to the DR with the way the airfares are. Now, if the airfares drop back down to the 4s instead of this 6 and 7 and 8 stuff, now we're talking. Now, in case some of you weren't here, here's what I did, just so you guys understand. Shaqwise is still there on Instagram. I see all you guys. Peridot, period, dot, Torres, Definimi, Grupo Barrientos. I don't expect all you guys to be still watching over here, but hey, it is what it is. But check this out. Just so everybody can see what I'm not even. I'll just go. Here's what I did. I went to Expedia.com and I put it on screen. Everybody can see it. So I'll do it again so everybody can see what we're doing. I'll get it back on screen. And where are we at right now? We're over there. So what I'll do is I'll do this. This is what I did Charlotte, which is CLT, right? CLT. That's their airport. Flights. All right, so I'll get it on screen in a second. I got to slow because I'm using the browser is being used for everything. CLT, going to PUJ, and we'll go. Okay, we know spring. We know spring, right? I'll do February 20th through the 27th. How about that? All right. And we'll leave. Oh, in fact, you know what I did? Just in case some of you might have missed it. I did Orlando, MCO, first. Because That should not cost as much, right? I mean, seriously, what is going on with this stuff? Okay, I'm putting in the airport codes, and it's not changing for me. I guess I got to put in Orlando. Okay, all right. I'll do Orlando then. Jeesh. All right. Now I'm gonna go to Punta Cana. Okay, this is not working, man. What's happening? Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm using my browser too much, so it's not loving me. Let's see here. I'm gonna take this out. I would say use some of the links down below, but we can't do that. I had to even actually change up and start another live stream. That's crazy, right? Okay, we can't get there, can we? Nope, can't get there. So I'll take this one out. Okay. Yeah, it's not, I can't even do anything here. This is crazy. All right, then I'll do it a different way. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. I'll do, since my computer, finally. I got a lag. Okay, DR, here we go. Now we can finally go look this up. Ten 20. What the? Sheesh. All right. Let's see here. What's that? All right. Here's what I'll myself off. 20th through the 27th. Nothing special is happening, right? Okay, nothing special happening here. Look at this air, Florida. Watch that. This is more than 21 days out, more than 45 days out. Let's see what the flights are. We have a great 282, 501, 263. Oh, wait. Well, 11:05 p. What? Overnight? What the hell? All right. These are better than what we saw last on Monday. We can live with four. Well, okay. I don't know if we can live with whatever. On This is out of Florida. 281 Frontier. Okay. 11. No, that's 20 some hours. 26. Okay, that's not cool. 5 hours plus 1 hour. What the? There's no Dominican flight airlines. All right, so we're at three something, four something. 350 is reasonable, I guess. I don't think it's reasonable, but it's reasonable. That's out of Orlando to Punta Cana, February 20th through February 27th. All right, so that's not bad. That wasn't 500 or 600 that we saw the other night. Let's go to DFW. Same dates. Maybe something was going on with the flights because they were $600. Not out of MCO though, but that's crazy. Overnight. Let's go. Let's see. Oh, it's Frontier. They got funky. Here we go. 621, but that's American. Spirit Airlines 343 44. Okay, the Frontier and Spirit are apparently having some sort of. But what is this? 16 hours plus 9 hours. That's 25 hours. This is 9 hours. This is 23 hours. This is 9 hours at 5:45 by Delta. So I guess Frontier and Spirit are having some trade wars. But here's the example what we saw on Monday, 625, 6 hours and 43. 625, 6 hours, 600. This is what we saw, 600, 675, 720. But those are Delta, American, whoever, whatever. Okay. So then we went up to Chi-Town, right? We're going to, okay, I'll go to O'Hare. It's fine. So we went here. There we go. So we leave DFW, see the sixes, fives, Frontier and Spirit are having some sort of airfare war. It must have just happened because there was none of these prices. Look, United at 334, 8 hours, 293. So this is all reasonable. Well, wait, that's 28 hours. That's not reasonable. 506, 342 is reasonable. 10 hours. Then we have the 644, which what we saw, 377, reasonable. Spirit, yeah, there's an airfare war. 298 for Frontier, but that's a what? 31 hours, really? That's crazy. 19 hours plus 13 hours. Yeah, that's 31 hours. That's insane. Come on. Wait times. That's crazy. But anyhow, 298 if you want to do the wait times. Same here, 306 if you want to do 20-hour layover or a 14-hour. Man, I don't know what the hell's going on. Yeah, they have a airfare war just occurred. 338. Yeah, none of this was this. It was all 6 something, 7 something, 8 something. This is good. This is good. I'm happy to see this change of events. Then we went to Phoenix, Sky Harbor. We went to Phoenix, and that was 6, 7, 8 as well. But there has been a change. This is great to see. There are no Dominican Airlines, though. There's no Dominican Airlines for the Open Skies Agreement. So even this is different. 446, good. This was 6 to 800 bucks. This is good. Well, 600 is not good, but still. Oh, we're back. Okay, 666666666. But there's apparently 4 somethings. But again, the flights from over there are still weird. 20 hours, 24 hours, 9 hours, not bad, but that's if you leave at 5 a.m. You can get there 625, 21 hours, 9 hours, 2 stops, 3 hours in Orlando, 406. Damn. So this is a little better than what we saw the other day. And then I went back to Charlotte, CLT. Charlotte. Let's see what they got. See if they're less than the 400s. Yes, it has to be. Trade war, airfare war is happening right now. Or you go February 20th through the 27th, you're doing good. All right. So good. I'm glad to see this. I was scared. I was damn sure scared. Oh, here we are back to. This is Charlotte, South Carolina. 626, 626. This is what we saw. This is scary. 358, but you got to go on, well, 2-day run. 5:09 p.m. p.m. but get there the next day. No, that's not cool. 600s from Charlotte. Damn. I don't know how many people leave out of Charlotte, but damn. There's the 720. This is what we saw the other day from Charlotte, not from. That's crazy right there. So there has been a fare war, but it's over in Charlotte. They don't care. They don't give a damn. 600 if you fly in the DR. Punta Cana. Jeez. Okay. So anyhow, I'm glad to see there's a fare war right now. So get your airfare if you're going anywhere. Join our SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. Get your tickets now in the airfare war. May 13th, 14th, and 15th. Go to ssnlifestyle.com or stopstrugglingnow.com. 14th and 15th. Each day, we go see lawyers. We go see some projects. You have an opportunity for an investment if you want to, but we'll show you some projects. Doesn't mean you have to buy anything. Go see attorneys. Don't mean you have to use the attorneys. Your banking information, you're going to need to go get that. And I have an announcement to make. It was a nice thing that the guys at Alvaro, not the guys, Alvaro, who's running the Caribbean Lake Park, he says, yeah, when you guys come back, I'll give you complimentary on the Aqua Track. So I told him, okay, come back in May. But I have to now make the announcement that will all fall apart because we have a thing going down. So I can't do business with him even though he's cool and all. No. The ship has sailed. I've been a diplomat. Diplomatic situation's over with. Now it's time for some heavy-handed stuff. And I don't mean heavy-handed like lawsuits either. Sorry. That's a waste of money and time. I like punishment. Physical punishment. So we'll see how it all turns out. But now we're willing to take it to another level. And I'm taking it to another level. Let's just put it that way. Disrespect is not tolerated. I'll tolerate it sometimes just off of, but this is a whole nother level. So I feel like the kingpin, right? That goes, hey man, I can't let you do it because then everybody else thinks they can do it, kind of thing. So, warning, it's war out here. All right. Now, if anybody wants to discuss anything, please do so now because I'm about to wrap this up. I want to thank you so much for being here once again. And this is Wednesday night. When I started off the live stream, we had an issue. And you won't be receiving any more emails until I switch up my emails. I have had Aweber. Remember what I told you guys when somebody charges me more money without sending me anything? Aweber, come to find out, they changed the way they charge people. So they have this minimum amount that you send out. I think it was like 500. And if you have more than 500 subscribers, which we do, that signed up on the email list, then they're counting it as additional money. So you pay like a extra $10 or $15 or something, right? Now, all of a sudden, I saw a charge from Aweber for $55. And I was like, what the hell is that? Well, I mean, all I do is send out emails and have a capture of emails if somebody wants to sign up for the newsletter. I was like, that's weird. So I send them a message. The lady sends me back a message and says, yeah, we raised the prices because we added 200 more features since 2020, but we've been charging you the same price. And I was like, what the heck? Are you serious right now? So I sent him back a message and I said, you know what? I said, that's pretty interesting. I said, I've just been paying you guys for courtesy for the last 2 decades. I was like, all I do is actually use a template that was made like 2 decades ago and send out an email to whoever's on the email list. I said, I don't know nothing about the 200 additional features since 2020. So cancel my damn account. I don't really need you. I was just doing it because my price was only like, actually, my price was supposed to be $19 and I'm on auto pay. But it wasn't. It was actually 29 this whole time for the last year. At least I just went back the last year and I'm like, wait a minute, I've been paying 29 this whole time. They've been actually adding the $10 extra on the whole freaking time. So I just said, you know what? I was just doing it out of courtesy because I've had you guys for 20 years or about. And I was like, cancel my stuff. They're like, are you sure? I said, I don't use the 200 new features. I use none of your features. So cancel it. Crazy stuff. This is what we're dealing with out here. These companies in the United States, they need to increase. Look at, we've already had it with StreamYard. They just up and increase prices. Now I got Aweber. I mean, who's next? Then I'm gonna have to cancel. And you know, everybody goes, yeah, I cancel to my detriment, right? It's my detriment because now I don't have the email. I have to go find another person that I can send out emails with. And you want to know what's funny? Here's what's funny. I start laughing because then I realize I'm like, wait, I have support at stopstrugglingnow.com. I could just send out the emails on my stopstrugglingnow.com anyhow, the whole time. Because I actually, you know, when you have a business email address account, you have to pay for it. And it's minimal because it's Outlook. But I just started laughing. I was like, I could have been paying $3 this whole time. I'm like, I never even thought about it though. I was just like, Weber, I've been rocking with them for, like I said, almost damn near 20 years, maybe more. So it's kind of funny. So I told you, whenever somebody tries to charge me more, double, and all of a sudden I'm sitting there like, wait, it's more than double. I've been paying you guys extra for no freaking reason. Because I had it is a reason. It's not their fault. It's my fault. Because I had other businesses before, the emails were still there and they're counting all the emails that was in my account. And that's why they charged me the $29 per month instead of 19, because I wasn't paying attention to that because I don't use those accounts or that list, and so that's what happens. But see, all these corporations, they're all coming down to the same thing. They have to make more money. That's the problem. Your revenues go down, you have to charge more. So when we were talking about the fires, it's the same thing. You're going to have less customers, so therefore you have to raise the prices. That's how it works. That's how it works, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing's going to change. So just keep that in mind as well, because you guys are going to find out in the next year, things aren't going to be all rosy. I don't think. Financial markets and everything, you're going to have opportunities all over the place. So be prepared to deploy some of those duffel bags of cash. There's going to be opportunities in little niche spots. So take advantage. And I'll see you guys still on the niche spot of Dominican Republic, because I think this will be, I said last time that was probably going to be the last one. This one, I have a feeling, will be the last one. So don't miss this one, because we're getting to where one bedrooms are costing over $150. That's going to hit the barrier sometime this year, later this year. We're not going to have the Seven Palms. We're not going to have the Urbe Vistas, Urbe Luxes, all these guys doing 120, 110, 99K, and it not be a condo hotel. Those days are almost coming to an end. The real estate developers in the DR, they also started realizing, wait a minute, man, we better start making this stuff like condo hotels where we control management, because if this goes sideways, we might not be able to off these units. So the condo hotel units, we're going to sell for a little bit cheaper. So people buy them, we lock it in, and then if they decide to do anything, we can actually either A, get the unit back, or B, we always still have HOA fees coming in regardless if we have the occupancy rates of 76% or 73% or 80. Well, they're not going to have the same as the hotels. But whether regardless of the occupancy rate, we're still going to have money coming in. So just keep that in mind. You don't want to miss this last one. I shouldn't say last, but I think it's going to be the last one. Because after some other things that's going to transpire this year with the island, with some of the developers and things and people that have IOUs with me, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem afterwards. So I think it's probably best that I call this one the last one. And then if we have additional ones, that means things got resolved. That would be awesome, right? I'm doing some things in the background because I can. And at the same time, I didn't have things in the, in the down below in the description. And now my newsletter, I have your email still, but nobody can sign up for newsletters anymore because I do not have Aweber. All right. So anything else you guys want to discuss, let me know. And I wanted to know why Brian P was looking at it. That's what I wanted to know. Why he's looking at St. Kitts. I can understand looking at anywhere if it's an investment opportunity. If you're just going to go vacation, then you can vacation wherever your heart desires, especially a man that has a lot of shares of Yieldmax corporations, Yieldmax ETFs that give out dividends like, wait, isn't there a dividend that was supposed to be coming out? I think so. Well, no time to look. I don't even care about notification. But there should be some dividends coming out in the next, even if it's today or tomorrow or something. Some dividends should be rolling. All right. Well, that looks like it. Looks like the show is about to end. Thank you guys so much for being here. And you guys know I love you very much. And make sure you watch your back in 2025. It's war out here. Friends are enemies. Enemies aren't your friends. People in suits. People doing, looking nice, talking nice, and acting like they're going to look out for your best interest. Do not fall for it because there's so many people out here doing shady stuff. And you just can't tell. I just had 3 people try to scam me on vacation rentals within our Marriott vacation group. I was just like, we're not even vetting people no more. They don't even own stuff. I mean, how crazy is this? There's guys trying to scam people that are owners of like Marriott Vacation Club. And so I tried to get some rental from them, and they started going, pay me money up front of a deposit. Like, let's say the thing's going to be $2,500. They're going, oh, send me half. And I'm like, do you have the reservation you're going to send me or something right now? They're like, no, we don't have the reservation, but we got the points. I go, okay. So if you got the points, then log in the back office and shoot a screenshot to me and show me that first, the dates are available. Second, right before you reserve it, you have it in your little shopping cart basket and show me that you're getting ready to reserve it. And you know what happened after that? All of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, I guess I'll do it. And then you don't hear from them. Then it's like, oh, yeah, but send me that deposit first. I'm like, are you joking right now? I'm like, are just scammers. 3 scammers in the Marriott group. I was just like, oh my God, this is just getting so ridiculous. I'm like, another guy. He says, one of the 3 goes, he says, I can do it. So then he says, oh, yeah, I got to talk to my wife. I said, well, you said you had the reservation. So send me a copy of the reservation. So he sends me a copy of something. But he doesn't, I'm a Marriott owner. I go, this isn't a copy of the reservation. He goes, well, My wife's pregnant. I got to go do something with her. Yada, 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 yada. I said, okay. Well, what he doesn't know is since I'm a Marriott owner, you know what happened? I called up Marriott. Hey, do you have this guy as a reservation for this date? They're like, no. So now the guy hits me up afterwards and he's like, hey, man, I just got back. I'm getting ready to send you the reservation confirmation. I'm sitting there waiting, just playing with them because I know in about 5 minutes it's about to hit the fan. So I play with them. I said, all right, send it over to me, man. It doesn't come. I said, oh, okay. Why don't we do a three-way with Marriott so they can confirm it on the phone since you have the reservation and all. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, why don't we just do a three-way? Oh, by the way, here's the phone number to the front desk at the resort. And so then I'm like, oh, wait, I'll do a three-way or you can do the three-way. Either one of us. So you want me to call you and we can do the three-way? He's like, no. I said, I know. And then I was like, okay, here's, you know my number. Call me and we'll do a three-way. He's like, no. I was like, okay, see you later. So it's crazy what people are out here going to no extreme to jack people, sending over fake documents, fake Marriott stuff. I mean, 3 people sent fake Marriott stuff. Unbelievable. And they're supposedly in our Marriott group too. And I'm just like, this is insanity what's happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap it up. So that prompted my motivational speech tonight because you never know what's going on. Some of my friends actually stabbed me in the back last year when we were going to do the, remember I was doing the SSN Nation takeover? That also what prompted me to do it too, because there's people that I've known for 30 plus years and done business with, never problems. And now they stab me in the back saying they could do stuff, and it turns out they couldn't. The whole time, 6 months worth of running me through stuff, saying, hey, talking to people, I'm flying to the DR, making sure we have all the ducks in a row. And these guys were faking. And I'm like, F you. Don't call me. You ain't my friends. Don't talk to me. And so far, nobody's tried to call me, talk to me, because I'm like, F you every time. It's like, I have nothing to say. So, and then, like I said, I have other friends. They're just like, oh, we know what you're going to do. I said, I changed. No, I'm not going to do anything. But then, after the last 6 months, I thought I chilled enough, but I didn't, because somebody stoked the fires when they sent me some messages and they started acting stupid. And I was like, who are you talking to right now? I was like, that's kind of crazy. I said, what you're saying is that what I said was true, but you're adding on extra stuff that never happened to make it seem like what you did is right. I said, that's BS. I said, I will see you. I will see you. So anyhow, people stoked my fires, and along with the Caribbean Lake Park situation too, same scenarios. They started talking some slick stuff after they went against their word, went against our alignments, what we talked about. We have witnesses. People are like, oh yeah, you said that, but it was this. I'm like, no, there was no but nothing. You just admitted before that it wasn't true. Now you're saying, oh, it is true, but there's something else. I'm like, no, there was no but something else. It's disrespectful. I said, that's not good for your health. I didn't say it's not good for your health. In my head, I said that. But my friends will say that when they show up. All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to close it out tonight. This is war this year. It's going to be one hell of a ride. Victor Marrero, Mr. Post-Retirement Travel. Yes, live streaming from a lot of different places, just like you. No, you're going to be live streaming from way more places than me. You're doing Mr. Worldwide on a whole nother level this year. So I'm happy for you and your family. Do the damn thing. Because if America goes into that little recessionary situation and around the world follows suit, because if America goes to recession, the world does. So make sure whatever you're doing, it's going to be safe. Check out the reports. Make sure it's all good for, well, you're not really, well, I don't know what to say. Are you American? Are you not American? Are you Puerto Rican? Are you Latin? What is it like? Because you know what it's like. I can go anywhere in the world. Well, the places you're going to, I can go anywhere in the world. No problems. Even if I don't speak Spanish, I'm still good. Just like you. You'll be good no matter where you go. And you speak Spanish. So it works out. You won't have a problem in Latin America, EU zone, or anywhere else for that matter. So congratulations. You'll be able to do the Mr. Worldwide tour without a problem. All right. I'll see you guys on Friday night at 9:10 p.m. And with all that said, we know it's hard out here, but make sure you do whatever you got to do to get his assets, make your money, make money for you. You have to do it. And you're going to have to take a little risk potentially if you don't get to it right now. The next, you have 2025 and hopefully 2026. After that, if things haven't hit the fan by the end of 2026, then that means it's going to happen after that, and it's going to be very, very bad. So make sure you get things in place, because I can't see any scenario right now that there's not going to be chaos. Chaos is not good for anybody. And other countries are willing to participate in the chaos as well. It's not just America by itself. There's other countries that are like, did you hear about the Canadian Prime Minister talking smack about the upcoming president and all that? Did you hear the EU talking smack? Not EU, I'm talking about UK talking smack. I'm just like, geesh, our allies are out here talking crazy. I'm like, man, this could be bad. Very bad. So just be prepared. And there could be ups and downs in the markets. There should be, actually. But we're hoping there's no Black Monday or Black Friday event. And I'm not talking about buying sprees. I'm talking about the stock market Black Mondays, where it loses like thousands of points. We don't want to see none of that. Unfortunately, we don't know. But we don't want to see any disruptions, and that's what the world is waiting for. And I'm hoping we have calm and we don't have conflicts, because we're talking about conflicts as well. That's never a good thing, especially when have a deficit. Trying to pay back our interest on loans that the world could actually call due is wild. This is just wild positions that we have put ourselves in unnecessarily, because they didn't want to do the tough stuff. They wanted to make oligarchs, and now we have it. Well, with all that said, make sure you keep your head up, ladies and gentlemen, because you never know what somebody's going through. And with that, keep moving. And how can I forget the end of this? Because